So I'll count it off.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Just twice go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the rehearsal room. Nick here.
Aaron's here.
So we are going to explore our list of return guests. We've had two thus far this year. Dan Kaufman from Destroy Judas, and then recently Pete Majors from the Idlewild Experimental Music Festival came by. And today we are blessed by a third guest. He's been here before.
Absolutely.
You know the name, you know the face.
Yep.
Danny King.
Hey.
Thank you.
Friend of the show, Danny. Hey.
Mr. Black Voodoo himself.
Mr. Black Voodoo himself.
Yeah.
So I know Black Voodoo Records is a bit of a slow operation. But how have you been?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Right on.
I mean,
all things considered.
right. Besides, my leg is going out, but
Who needs them?
yeah.
Yeah. You got two of them. So there's
Right,
another one,
exactly.
right?
And when you get those robot razor legs, you're going to be in the Olympics. So that's
Totally,
fun.
yeah.
You can get one of those Waymos to be your leg.
There you go.
Right.
You know? But yeah, thanks for coming down, Danny.
Absolutely.
And thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we saved this one especially for you. You did mention that this was one that you wanted us to keep when we mentioned we were going to be doing our Danzig series. So
Cool.
Yeah.
we put a reservation for one.
a reservation tab was
Nice.
we earmarked this episode for this year.
Yeah, I have opinions.
Yeah, but before that, we want to make sure
Please.
folks visit blackvoodoorecords.com.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. A lot of
Danny's-
great music there.
Danny's put out a lot of great bands. For some reason, he put out my band recently as well. Hopefully, that hasn't hindered your operations much.
It elevates the rest of the band.
Right,
Is what it
yeah.
does.
Well, the other bands elevate us for sure. But yeah, please visit blackvoodoorecords.com.
Absolutely.
You'll get access to a bunch of music from Southern California. A lot of awesome bands. Danny's been kind of one of the important figures where he documents these moments in time that bands kind of come through, and thanks to him, puts them on vinyl, beautifully packaged vinyl.
Absolutely.
And makes it available to everybody out there that can purchase one. So please support him. Supporting him is it also supports a family business because it is him and his family pretty much packaging and shipping everying out.
Otherwise, they starve. So
Right,
Yeah,
exactly,
otherwise
yeah.
they starve.
If you
yeah,
want me to
so-
starve.
it wasn't the greatest of ideas, but nonetheless.
But he's got a lot of music to listen to.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so
The kids are tired of eating vinyl. Okay.
yeah, so please visit blackvoodoorecords.com and find them on Instagram and Facebook. I think you guys are on.
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best.
Instagram
place,
would be
yeah.
the quicker way to get in touch with
Yeah,
them.
it's got pictures of all the vinyl and everything like that.
And a band camp, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a band.
Oh yeah, and the Bandcamp.
And the
right,
Bandcamp.
Right. Yeah. So check that out. But
So
we
there's no
are
excuses. Many ways to find Black Voodoo.
but we are gathered here today
Yes,
for
we
a
are.
purpose, and that is to discuss the career, specifically one album in this career, of one Glennard Anzalone, otherwise known as Glenn Danzig.
Yes, sir.
Danzig put out a bunch of albums in his former bands, The Misfits and Sam Hain, and he had a very fruitful, maybe not so much solo career because it was a band,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we discussed when we did his kind of career overview.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is the major player. He is the driving force. But if he thought he could do it alone, he would have. He needed people who could come in and interpret what was in his mind and put it to record,
Yeah.
And so he's had great players that have come through, and in this band that may be some of the best players he's ever had.
Big time, yeah. This is the classic lineup. This is the second album that we're going to dive into.
Yep.
The album is Danzig II, Lucifuge.
Yes, sir.
So, Danny, how did you come up on this album originally?
Sorry. When it came out, I mean, I did like the first album quite a bit, but when the second one came out, a friend of mine that was way into Misfits and everything bought it, and I just loved it. I mean, a lot more than the first album,
Yeah.
which I did like,
Mm-hmm.
but this one just stuck with me, and again, it's the only one I care about.
Well, that's where I was finding most interesting is, obviously, as you know, Nick and I, and certainly the people we're bringing in so far, Pete being one of, we're Danzig fanatics. And when we told you we were going to be doing this, we never take you necessarily as a Danzig fanatic, but immediately you were like, if you do Danzig II, I want that one. And it was like, okay, reservation. Why that album in particular? Is there anything specific about it? And then beyond that album, are there still ones you dig, or is this really the one and only one?
So again, when you told me, you asked me to do this, I did a bunch of homework, started listening to the first one again,
right on,
and then to see what it was, because I really didn't know. And I think it's just the song. I think they were a better band at this time. I think the sounds of the guitars are better.
Yeah.
And I don't know when these songs were written. I mean, they could have been written during the time of the first album. I wouldn't know, but but they were definitely a better band, and you could just tell. And it's just something about these bluesy riffs that they make them dark.
Yeah.
And and that's like, to me, blues is kind of one of the most boring.
I'm not a big blues guy myself. I'm with you.
I think if you play any instrument or any kind of rock, that's what you start off with. You play the blues.
Yes.
And and there's something about these bluesy riffs they made that sounds so cool and dark.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Danzig if it ain't dark.
Right.
Yeah.
And I heard the first Danzig before I heard the Misfits.
Okay.
I mean, I knew the Misfits, but I didn't have any friends that had any of their stuff. And
all right.
Back then, you couldn't download it.
Sure.
So that was my first, Danzig experience.
Oh, right on.
Was hearing that. And then I heard the Misfits, and I didn't like it at all.
All right. Well, interview's over.
All right, Danny, thanks for coming down. We'll see you.
Hey, again, though, Misfits did make one of my favorite songs, Hybrid Moments.
Okay.
So,
All right. Welcome
and
back,
you're
Danny.
back in, Danny. Anyway, continuing on, Danny, our best friend. Go ahead.
No, I guess that's it. And,
right on.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the album before or after so much, because you did the first one already, and you're
Well,
going
please. I mean, the idea of how it leads you. I think it's interesting as somebody who is not as maybe the Danzig fanatic as the other people we will be having in or have already had in. But when we mentioned it, you immediately were like, Danzig II.
Yeah.
And ever since I've known you, and Nick and I, and certainly in our affinity for all things Danzig, you've always maintained you love Danzig II.
Yeah.
So I always think that's interesting. There are plenty of bands where it has that one album I love, and I don't really care much for the rest of them. So it's very interesting to me that this one, especially because of just there's enough in the first one and there's enough in the one after that is also kind of what's in two. But I do get why you like two nonetheless.
And I think a big thing was the first song. I mean, the way it starts off.
Sure.
I think it starts off better than the first one. I don't know if Twisted Cain. I mean, obviously it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know if Twisted Cain should have been the first song on that album.
I hear you.
But that second album just starts off
Long
heavy.
Way Back from Hell.
Yeah.
It is a good way of kind of teasing everything that's going to come through in the album, right? Because it's the guitar, it's the drum, it's the big drum hit,
No doubt.
the bass,
It sounds bigger. And
it
you're
does.
gonna get more
the
of
production is a little bit fuller in this one. Not as dry,
right?
Not
as stripped down,
right?
Yet not a ton of shit either.
It's
not
very
thrown
at the wall.
sprinkled within, and I think that's
Yeah. So I know in the past we've done kind of like these are the other albums that kind of came out around the same time.
Yeah.
Kind of historical overview.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
I do.
Okay.
Some interesting ones. One of the things we talked about with the first album was what was interesting was to see the albums that came out around it, mainly because especially in metal we were seeing death metal is about to start to really hit. Thrash is in its kind of death rattle.
Yeah.
And black metal is just around the corner. And then it's interesting to see what's going on in popular music also. So, for instance, and also grunge is coming around because Alice in Chains' Facelift comes out that same year. Deicide Self-Titled comes out that same year.
Ooh.
That was a big one.
Two Glens.
So, I mean,
Two
that's...
Glens for the price of one.
Well, and the year before, you just had Morbid Angels, Altars of Madness. Yeah. And now you just got Deicide's first album. Like, holy shit. Death has already got some albums. Cannibal Corpse has got an album. So now we are really in what is going to become, these amazing death metal records, because another one that also came out that same year is Entombed's Left Hand Path.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, seminal death metal albums are coming out at this point, really changing the game in every way. Now, like as I said, kind of the death rattle of thrash, in my opinion. Slayer Seasons in the Abyss comes out this year.
Yeah.
So same time as Megadeth's Rust in Peace. So
Well.
everybody but Slayer is about to make their Black album after this one,
Right.
because Anthrax Persistence of Time also comes out this year. So all the big four are about to make their, except for Slayer, because Slayer doesn't make Black albums, but everybody else is about to make their Black album. So that's an interesting thing where we're seeing thrash going. Another great one, Neurosis is Word of Law. Word is Law.
Oh, yeah.
So now we see Neurosis about to take that step where they are going to become the Neurosis that we all know and love. Winters into Darkness. I know it's a one I think we're all big fan of. Amazing record.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
One that's certainly near and dear to my heart. Lustmord's Heresy came out this year. Outside of metal, I guess you could say, Public Enemy's Fear of a Black Planet
Ooh.
comes out that year.
Yeah. Very good.
Depeche Mode's Violator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ice Cube's America Most Wanted.
Oh, yeah. Bought that tape.
Mazzy Star's She Hangs Brightly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, especially when you consider the band, Fugazi's Repeater.
Oh.
So this was 1990. 90, yeah.
This is
okay.
a pretty loaded year
Right,
for
yeah.
amazing music coming out, and once again, varied in lots of ways. And yet Danzig is doing a thing that you really cannot find anyone else that's doing anything
Which is-
remotely close to it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it stands out a little bit more in the way that, like, all of this other music
Mhm.
is very involved.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
it's not, I don't want to say overly
No,
technical.
no. I know what you mean.
You know?
I know
but
what you mean.
When it's comparing Danzig to everything else that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
It's very stripped down,
Yes.
almost
Yeah.
basic.
Yes.
And this isn't to speak ill, obviously,
No,
of
no,
John
no.
Christ
No,
and Biscuits
no,
and
no, no.
everybody. But compared to all that other jazz, like
Yeah.
it's a lot more, simple to digest.
Yes.
Even if it is under the guise of like heavy, dark, brooding
Sure,
themes,
sure.
right? Like the music is very almost simple.
I would
right?
say the closest thing you have to it actually is not necessarily, I mean, I don't like the title of this supposed genre, but I'll give it nonetheless. I think the actual thing that's closest to is the thing that's about to pop, which is called grunge.
Yeah.
The Alice in Chains,
Oh,
the
yeah, I
Green
never thought of
Rivers.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at Tad, all these guys. They're all the Sabbath influenced dudes.
Mhm.
Yep.
They're not
Yep.
looking for speed. They're not looking for technicality. They're back to basic
Yeah.
punk, Black Sabbath, and yet who could be more that than Danzig?
Right.
You know?
yeah.
So weirdly, it's like he's metal, but everything he's doing is what all the grunge kids are kind of adopting.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Only he's singing about the devil and they're singing about their whiny, coffee houses. But you know what I mean? It's just kind of interesting in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're right. When you're looking at stuff like, especially where Neurosis is about to go,
Yes.
like,
yeah.
yes, Deicide becoming much more
Deicide.
technical on the next album.
Yeah.
Megadeth always been technical in their guitar playing and so on and so forth. So yeah, Slayer kind of slowing it down, making their more epic record.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. It's very interesting to see how much more bare bones he is compared to what else is actually going on.
It's
you know?
also, I think, reminiscent of what Danzig's character was, especially at that time,
Mm.
where all these people are obviously progressing, and Danzig's gonna be like, "No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand my ground
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and be like, I'm gonna develop myself.
There you go.
Right, my band is gonna be a band here, while all you guys are advancing and everything else. Like, all the power to you, folks, but." Danzig's going to become Danzig and build on that legacy, on that lore.
100.
Right? Yeah. So, did you, Danny? Did you discover this band through? You said before with friends, right? But was it
Before
like
Misfits? Oh, I discovered Danzig. My dad.
your dad?
Yeah, he heard it and he heard Tusta Kane, and then he knew the song "Mother" and "My Demon."
Well, right on.
Yeah,
cool.
so he bought the tape,
Oh,
and that's how I heard it.
nice.
That's
and
cool.
then like I said, I thought it was cool, and at that time it was like Cryptic Slaughter, Slayer, for me at least,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
just hardcore crossover and thrash.
Yeah.
And that year, or that time,
Yeah.
Danzig came out, and the other one was Jane's Addiction.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That
Like,
was, yes.
That's what like knocked me out of, just fast and thrash and anything anything that was heavy. That's all I cared about
Right
Yeah.
on.
when I was 15. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
two I left out actually that kind of show a direction where we're gonna go. Metal's definitely headed was, I believe, something at the Vatican. It's the one that everybody says Pantera rip. Exhorder.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Exhorder's
yeah,
album
yeah.
came out that year. Well, so did Pantera's Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah.
So that's another one of these, like, we're about to see where metal's, certainly popular metal's about to go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's another one. You reminded me when you said, like, the thrash and
Yeah.
the crossovers and stuff like that.
And Danzig wasn't really metal, but metal fans loved it.
Yeah, it was
he
metal
definitely,
adjacent.
Yeah.
he rode that line where you was just like, yes, I guess I consider it metal
I do
all,
too.
in all of its sense, but I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
As metal starts to shift, especially as we get into death metal and thrashier stuff, it felt like, well, this isn't. But reality is more to the core of the roots of metal, especially with the blues influence and everything else.
Yeah,
So,
'cause
but
I
hear you.
know where it's based. I know what it's based in.
Yeah.
It's based in metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they weren't a metal band, I think.
I do kind of, especially with Danzig 1 and 2, I say those are more hard rock albums.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and to a different extent, I guess I do consider Danzig a hard rock band.
Yeah.
You know, just the same way, and again, nobody crucify me yet over this. Iron Maiden is a hard rock band. You know, for my tastes.
I hear you. Yeah.
Because when I think metal, it's something more aggressive that, I hear the aggressive stuff in this album for sure, because there's two guitar tracks on this, not just the one dry track.
Right.
And one of the other guitar tracks on this album sounds a little bit more crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Danzig 3, I think, would be the metal album. You know?
I think thematically is where I think that's where I think the metal comes into. Like you're not getting this kind of the stuff that he's singing about in a rock band. AC/DC is talking about drinking and getting pussy.
Sure.
He's talking about Danzig does like pussy, but he sings about it in a much different way than AC/DC.
Yeah.
And in that, I think that's where my dividing line goes a little bit. But I hear, look, metal has changed. Back in you find oldies, they will tell you that AC/DC was a metal band. And I get it.
Right,
In the moment, you are absolutely correct. As we start to look back, well, then we can realize, well, okay, but they're progenitors maybe, but not metal. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. Again, either way, you call them whatever you want. Just don't call them shitty, because they're a fucking great band, and this album in particular.
This lineup.
Yeah.
This lineup is.
They're humming. They're humming on this record.
Yeah.
I was telling Nick earlier. I was watching a podcast where they had John Christ, and it makes total sense. He's saying, like, by the time we get to this album, this is when we're actually a band at this point, because we are put together for Danzig 1. We go record and we immediately hit the road.
Yeah.
And what better way to become a tighter band than being on the road?
Yeah.
And now they come in, and it's like he said. Actually, it was interesting when they hit the studio. It made it tough again, because being in the rehearsal room is one thing, but once you get in the studio, he's talking about how they're micing this and they're micing that. First, we got to get the drum track.
Yeah.
Well, they mic'd our shit up, but our guitars and bass sounds like it's playing through an AM radio. How do we get Chuck excited to play like he was playing in the rehearsal room, kind of thing? So they started messing with. He said that's where you start seeing where bands start to decorate the spaces with like nudie girls or hot rods and shit like that to make it feel more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, and once they got that, it was just like you could feel it in the room. Like, okay, we are on to something.
Well, yeah, that's interesting, because I that's the first thing I noticed is they're just a better band. I mean, it's the same guys, but they're a better band as a unit.
Yeah, more cohesive. Everything just feels written together, even to a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just hear it all over that.
I wouldn't doubt that some of these songs were written while on the road.
Sure.
Like of course, Danzig's gonna get whatever idea he gets whenever.
Yes.
Because you said
Yeah. Go ahead.
the one point Danzig calls up John Christ at some ungodly hour of the morning, right, and hums out some melody, which I imagine if you're on the road and if you're traveling and it's 1 a.m. you're dead tired, and Danzig's like, "Hey, play this on the guitar." You're gonna play it on the guitar because, of course, the main dude's telling you, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some of these songs developed along the road, and maybe they held on to some of these from the previous album. And I was telling Aaron, when I guess the controversy is "Pain in the World," right? It's When Death Had No Name. When Death Had No Name existed during Sam Hain times.
Yeah.
So I would not put it past them to be playing some of these songs. And in fact, I want to say that some of the other songs.
I did read. I'm the One was actually recorded for the first record, but they did not use it. And John had said, I saw him in the interview saying the same thing, which he was very happy about because he thought it fit so much better on this record.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the number one thing you hear in this record, I even put it on here, a little note to myself, kind of themes and motifs that you get a lot of in this record. Well, the number one is the blues.
Yes.
It's so obvious. And John, I was seeing in that interview saying like, oh yeah, Glenn and I got real heavy into the blues at that time. And it's like, well, obviously, because it's all over this fucking album. Like, Howlin' Wolf doesn't make a record as bluesy as this. You know what I mean? It's just and he said that part of that also was when recording that first album, they're coming out of Sam Hain. They're coming out of punk. Mm-hmm. So everything's about speed and intensity. And they're like, fuck yeah, here we go. Yeah. And so when they're recording, they were doing the same thing. He said when they got into it to record this one, Rick was a little more like slow it down, and he even played like one. You had an acoustic guitar in the interview. He's like, the first time I played this one, I think it might have been Under Her Black Wing. It was much quicker.
Oh,
and he was like, no, or no, I think it was A Long Way Back from Hell. And he was like, no, bring it down. Let that ring a little bit longer. And he said, and that's where we got this kind of groovy bluesy thing, and we're like, cool. All right, that's going to travel through the rest of the album. And to me, like, that's something that, looking back at it, at the time, there was no way I didn't know the blues. You know what I mean? Certainly as a white kid in the suburbs, what the fuck, as George Carlin would say, what the fuck I got the blues about, So it's just like, I didn't know necessarily those histories. I understood it in the doom, da doom, da doom, da doom, da doom, da. Everybody knows, oh, that's a blues riff. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now I look back and I'm listening to it as I did preparing for this, and it's like, oh man, it is everywhere.
Yeah, but the chords they use are just so great. I mean, it's a blues riff, and then Nick, you were saying how let this ring out, or you said like
somebody
that.
said it. Doesn't matter who.
the first,
but it was me. Yeah, go ahead. No,
what's the first song? Long Way Back.
Yes.
Yeah, like them ringing out those chords like that. It's such a great.
That's like a hook.
Yeah, it's a great hook.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's. That song, I mean, it's not the best song on there, but it's a great opener.
Yes.
Yeah. And that riff just sticks with you.
It really
does. No, it does.
Forever,
it was really cool because a few years back, Amy and I went to go see them play in Vegas for that album. Like they were doing the whole album live.
I was there.
Oh, wait, did we run into
Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
asked
That's
you
right.
if you guys like Dave Mustaine.
Oh, that is right. That is right. The famous Dave Mustaine incident.
That's why Danny doesn't have a lot of friends.
Right.
Yeah, he sounded great, but when those chords rang out at the beginning of the set, everyone knew. Everyone knew. Like, cool. Like you get into a vibe with this album.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Like
it feels. I mean, one of the things in that first song, when he says something about New Orleans.
Yeah.
It feels like that. You're feeling a little sticky. It feels a little sweaty.
Yes, that swampy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I would even say, when he says like "Goddess of the Bayou Light," I mean, these two kind of do not connect, but in some ways may. I was like, was he kind of influenced a little by like Mississippi Queen? Not so much in the riff, but the lyrical content of this woman down in New Orleans, kind of visiting this voodoo woman, if you will.
I have thoughts about that. So the blues, I think this one is more kind of his Angel Heart album.
Okay.
Where it is more about the southern blues, maybe Delta blues, right? And with that does come a lot of voodoo stuff. A lot of there's another belief down there called the Orentia, where they believe in Orenchas.
Okay.
And those are more African Caribbean gods and goddesses. Right. So one of them being a fertility goddess that kind of gets mixed in with the whole Astarte Venus kind of belief.
Okay.
Where she does have her own light. She's actually the tiny light, the star that follows the sun through the sky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So in Western traditions, that is the morning star.
I gotcha.
Also the Lucifer.
No, yes.
But in that belief, it's the Bayou Light.
I
right?
like that.
So,
I like that.
So again, Danzig flexing some of his the books from his famous
Yes, I think
library, right?
That's a great point.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's a lot of that. Another theme that goes through how many songs, bleeding light, you know.
Oh yeah.
That stuff like that. Even the Lucifuge, meaning to flee the light.
To flee the light, yeah.
Like it's him definitely flexing. Like, hey, I read a lot of books about fucking, black magic, devil shit,
Yeah.
all this other stuff, and I'm really like. It's almost like as though you could say, especially with his blues influence, it's like folklore that he's putting into this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love about it. Even you take a song like Wolf or I'm the One, you could find those are classic style blues songs.
Yes.
I'm the Wolf is essentially Backdoor Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's saying like, I can, was it make something about, make you come till the morning? It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
It's kind of like when I don't, when
I don't scratch at no doors.
exactly. It's when Howlin' Wolf does the whole idea like you may eat your pork and beans, but I'm eating more chicken than any man. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we get it. I'm the One is almost kind of like a mannish boy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like a person when you're born and somebody says, oh shit, like this is going to be the one that brings it all down,
Consider the video for Killer Wolf.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
I would put money down that that's supposed to be a southern swampy
Oh yeah.
cottage, right? Where
And directed, if I may, real quick, directed by the incomparable Anton Corbijn.
Anton Corbijn.
Oh,
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, amazing director.
Find out kinds of shit out about that.
Like he has one of my favorite Danzig photos of all times. Is the one where Danzig is standing there with the broken wings, where it's like
The framed
the
wings.
framed
Yeah,
wings.
the Rolling
and
Stone article.
Anton, yes,
All
I
right.
love that photo of Danzig. I think that's one of his coolest photos. And Anton has gone on. I mean, that guy's list of music videos is unbelievable. That guy's an amazing director, and it does stand out from his other videos on this album. Which, by the way, they released videos for Her Black Wing, Killer Wolf, I'm the One, and Devil's Plaything. Which, wow, what a jump from the 3 from 1 was successful enough. Now you're doing 4, and you're getting a guy like Anton, like, damn, dude, like they must have been doing pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, you were. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yes, the video with it, yes, very
Yeah, right.
swampy,
Very
very
swampy.
southerny.
Yeah.
There's a shack in the back, and
Yep.
it's him playing the guitar, and the other guys are just kind of standing there because they don't have shit to do. And I believe that's the one where he even like kind of wrestles the alligator, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell's-
Which I mean,
Forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm sure they really had to talk Glenn into that one.
So,
Do you want to look tough and hold an alligator down? Gee, I don't know. Do I?
let me interview you guys real quick.
Please.
So when did you hear this? Did you hear it when it came out?
No, for me, as I said in our first one, Danzig's introduction to me was 3.
Okay.
So I went backwards, and this was like, oh my God. And then just kept going backwards. The other introduction, especially with this, would have been the VHS cassettes.
Okay.
Because I bought both of them right away.
Those
and
were, especially at the age
Dude,
we were. It's
I
the
wore
greatest
those
thing ever,
fucking
yeah.
things out all day long. The first one's better because you get the interviews. The
Uh-huh.
second one kind of has more of the montages. I'm running with the wolves.
Right.
Like, yeah, we get it, Glenn. Just
But all the music, right?
all the
comes
music,
from
comes from Black Aria.
Black Aria.
And
yeah.
that was another one of those, oh my God, where do I get this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, this, I would have gone backwards to find this one.
Okay.
But like you, when I heard it, I knew right away, this is my all-time. This is
Oh,
going to be
it
my
is?
this is my absolute favorite.
Oh, okay.
Danzig.
All right.
I think this one into the third, without getting too deep into that, this is when they're on all 8 cylinders.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I
cooking with
agree.
grease. There's not a bad song on any of those albums.
Right.
You can find some similarities, which is fine. It's kind of his themes, but man, this one is just like banger after banger after fucking
Right.
banger, and yet there's variation enough that for especially as you said, I'm the same. There's 2 guys who weren't real big on the blues anyway.
Right, yeah.
Well, I'm down here. I got my shades on, and I'm sitting outside with a. I got a story to tell. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel bluesy as shit. You know what I mean? Sign me, Chess Records. But it just, like I said, it just all these little themes that run through it, and yet pure Danzig in so many ways. Lots of great lyrics. I mean, his consistent fuck you to God is and organized religion is always there, in so many of the songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, also Killer Wolf, my favorite. I did not know the word wolf could have 8 syllables.
Right.
Wow.
Like I'm just imagining in the studio, he just does it the regular way. I'm the wolf. And they're like, that's a lot of gap.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold up. I
It
got
works.
it.
It
I
works,
got
though.
it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
if,
just-
if
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Australians can add
Yeah.
Oh, hey, listen.
syllables and other letters to the word no, when they say no, they're like nar.
I'm not against it. I just remember just thinking like, I don't think that word has that many syllables.
Right.
But that's
It's a
the beauty of
one-syllable
an
word.
artist.
Yeah, right.
That's the beauty of an artist. Fuck you. I can put as many syllables in wolf as I want.
Aaron was like, "You keep saying this word. I do not
Right,
think
yeah,
know what it means."
What are
Help!
you?
I was chased by a wolf.
wow.
The boy who cried whoa.
Whoa. It's like, are you Elmer Fudd? What the hell?
How about you, Nick? When
So I had already heard about Danzig. This was like this album came out when I was in junior high,
Mhm.
and I was introduced to everything Danzig from whatever little girlfriend I had at the time.
Okay.
But she had in her locker, she would open it and there were pictures of Danzig on it, right? So I was like, who the hell's that guy? Like, why are you having pictures of this buff ass dude when I'm a not
Right.
buff ass dude?
Competition, I see.
Yeah. So like,
So you like that?
she made me a comp of the Misfits, and she's like, "This is the same guy," and I was like, "What? Like, I can't see this." But after I got into it, after I got over that hump,
Mhm.
Christmas of that year, Sonic the Hedgehog came out,
Okay.
right? And we had the.
By the way,
same-
there's no way I saw this going. This way.
Right.
yeah, no. This
How
is,
do we get
this
here?
is gonna be super weird. So, Sonic the Hedgehog came out, and we had it. We got it for Christmas, but that was mainly for my brothers, my younger brothers.
Right on.
I'm sitting there fucking bitter as hell that I don't get a present, but my dad's like, "There's something for you under the tree," because that's how my dad was. You know,
Uh-huh.
he's like, not like, "Oh, I got you something for you, my son." You know, he's like, "There's two things for you under the tree," and they were CDs of Danzig 1 and 2.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So my memories, anytime I hear any Sonic the Hedgehog music or sounds, I think to Danzig 1 and 2.
As one does.
As
I mean,
one
my
does
God.
and one should, you know?
That's why he's collecting coins right now, because he's
Yeah,
hearing Danzig.
I'm actually spinning around in place right now. Yeah, so it was at that point, like that Christmas, those were the two CDs that my dad had ever
Hell
bought
yeah.
for me,
Hail
like ever
Santa.
in my life.
That's cool. Yeah.
And so I would just listen to them endlessly. And I was like, how can this guy be in the Misfits also? I thought they were running at the same time, the bands.
Oh, okay.
Because, I'm stupid. I'm a little...
Well, when you're that young, you don't understand any of this.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, I
it
didn't know
all,
anything, right?
and you're not
So-
necessarily looking at every date and so on and
Right,
so
right,
forth.
yeah.
I
I didn't have MrCentral.com, you
No.
know?
Right.
So I got into them heavily in that kind of winter of 90, into 91.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we went back to school, I told the girl, I was like, these are my favorite songs off this album, to try to impress her. And she's like, oh yeah, I know those songs. I have that album
Oh.
too. Like,
One of those.
yeah. Yeah, but it was cool because
You're like, but I named 3 songs.
It was cool because she was the one who she's like, oh yeah, he's in this other band called Sam Hain that you might like also, and I did.
I do like Sam Hain.
Oh yeah. No.
I love Sam Hain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how I came
Cool.
up on mainly like the music of Danzig and got into 1 and 2, and I got 3 on my own when I was a couple years older after that.
Yeah. 3's where I come in and did the same. All went backwards, and then I think I mentioned this guy we used to ditch school and smoke weed. He was a punk kid. And he's like, well, dude, you got to hear the Misfits. The Who? And he's like, no, the Misfits, dummy. I didn't say the Who. So, he played that, and it was like, holy shit. And then you find out about Sam Hain, and it's like, okay. And this is, certainly back in the day, and I don't mean to sound cliche, but we didn't have the internet. So it's like finding those things was in and of itself an experience.
You had to know somebody.
Yeah.
Or you went to every CD store you
Yes,
could.
yeah.
And I remember every time looking in the S's for anything Sam Hain. And once you found it, it was like the day is done.
Yeah.
We're going home to listen to these things. So
Yeah.
And I think with Danzig too, another thing I would add is it really was that great. And to your point about it, and Nick also about maybe not being metal, they were such a great bridge for a kid like me
Yeah.
who was listening to pop music and was getting into metal. The same way Ozzy was a bridge for me, Danzig was that next bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as I've said before, growing up as a kid whose mother was a giant Elvis fan,
Mm-hmm.
well, You got your Elvis,
Right.
I got my Elvis. You know what I mean? So
Mine
those
is evil.
yeah,
And shorter.
much shorter. Yes, but it definitely. I think that was part of it too. That really was the attraction to all of it. And as I've mentioned several times, going to a Christian school where I was not a believer in any way, shape, or form, and very conflicted about all of it. This was like a kind of a guy who was like, psst, psst, he was the devil on the other shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man,
This guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, and,
I like
and
this
some of
devil
this
guy.
shit is bullshit that they're telling you, and here's some other things they're not telling you.
Uh-huh.
So all that kind of all appealed. But yeah, Danzig II was just one of those. The moment you put it on, you're right. It starts with that dive bomb, and
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, where are we going?
Yeah.
And then it's just, I said this on the last one too, but more pertinent now. It's like then you see a song, Snakes of Christ. Like,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
am I about to summon the devil himself?
Lyrically, too. I mean,
Oh.
it's exactly what we all wanted to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were, at a time when our rebellious urges were kind of chomping at the bit to be let go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was the music that let us kind of just let go of, and not worry about it. I think I might have said this before. I think with this album, Danzig continues his tradition of being what I was calling a King James lyricist.
A very great point. In fact,
Where
if I may, real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
one of the things to remember is that one of the booklet featured a passage.
Oh,
in
yeah.
certain
that's right.
pressings.
Yeah.
Early pressings of the CD
Yeah.
actually had, and I wrote it down because there's no way I'd fucking remember this. Ye are your father the devil, and
Yeah.
the lusts of your father ye will do.
Yeah.
It's John 8:44 was
John
in
Oh,
the yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the CD construction in general. If you got the early one, right,
Yeah.
it folds out into an upside down
Upside down
cross.
Yeah,
cross.
yeah.
Now, not original. Danzig sometimes isn't, but nonetheless, that was fucking killer.
The heck you say?
Yeah.
Well,
the dude plays the blues, man. What do you mean he's not original?
Well, look, let's be honest. You got the two covers also. The one that has the faces, which again is such an homage to the original Doors album.
To the Doors? Yeah.
I mean, in every sense of the word. Which again, I won't pretend to know that at the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have never known that because I didn't own the Doors album. But then you get the Doors album, you go, oh wait a minute, or you got the black and white photo of his burly chest.
That's
Yeah.
the one I remember.
And I think most people got that
Okay.
one. It was harder to get that first pressing, I believe is what I read. The first pressings were the one with the faces.
Okay.
Then it went to the chest holding the upside down cross, which that in and of itself was like, what is that
Yeah.
thing, dude?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. All adding to one of the things we touched on the last episode, this mythology that he was building.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything was cloaked in darkness.
Mhm.
They all wore black.
Yep.
Something in that interview was that Christ was saying the same thing. It's like, that early album, something that was, I to go back a little, I didn't know that. He's like, that photo in Danzig 1, he's like, that's not a real photo. It's a composite.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, that wasn't necessarily a group photo. Some of it is, some of it isn't. He goes, but they were taking lots of different pictures of you with the glasses. Put the sunglasses on. Okay, take them off. You stand there. Now you do this. Da, 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 da. And he
that
says,
makes
if you
sense.
look at
Yeah.
it, like Erie's hair is actually really short.
Uh-huh.
He said, mine, I'm growing out because there's a famous photo of the poodle hair that he once had. He says, you can see a little bit of on the bottom. He said, Chuck's hair, he goes, I don't know. He probably hadn't washed it in 3 years. He said, but we had somewhat of a look, but he goes, but it wasn't solidified until we went out on that road. And by Danzig II, we knew who we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, you feel that in this record as we've all touched on. You feel this band, which is ironic considering it's Danzig, but you feel the band.
You're right. When you were saying earlier about it's a band.
Yeah.
It's not just Danzig because that's 100% true. That band is great. I mean, they're great together.
Mm-hmm.
Was Danzig 3 the last or 4?
Four will be the
Four,
last.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually looked because I wasn't into Danzig 3 when it came out. So I kind of, I listened to it and I
Yeah.
realized I did hear all the songs at some point.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, it's a great album.
I think it's a great kind of a other side of the coin.
Yeah,
of
I don't want to
Danzig
talk
too.
about it too much because you're
Yeah,
gonna do it again.
no, but I get you.
But I think the reason why that one didn't stick with me is just my age and what I was getting into at the time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Certainly,
You know?
there's a lot of records.
And I was like, dude, that old band Danzig, it's like 2 years old.
right. Yeah. No. That makes sense.
Yeah, and so when I knew I was doing this, I listened to the first 3,
Right on.
a lot. And I still think Lucifuge is better than the third one.
I
still think that.
Again,
I agree.
it's by a
with you.
it's by a hair for me,
it's,
but it
it's
is
a great
still,
album. And it's the same thing. They're a better band on that third album. They're great, but
Well, especially for me too is this probably has my favorite Danzig songs all time.
Okay.
That's another reason why it holds a little more
Yep.
weight than say 3 or 1 or even 4.
Okay.
Although all of them, obviously, as fanatics as Nick and I are, all have choice cuts that I absolutely adore. But this one has ones that just, we'll get into that later. But like certain ones where it's like it still hits me heavy every time. I hear it,
for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah, so the going back to what I was talking
Yes.
about, the King James lyricist,
Yes.
where he's making specific references to Bible passages, right? And I forget if I said this with the Pete episode, where if you look at what a King James writer is,
Yes.
the only other comparable person that I would compare Danzig to in the way he writes is Cormac McCarthy, where even if you watch, The Road, No Country for Old Men, or any of his other stories based on his writings, it's very grandiose, big language, old time words that aren't used anymore, old manners or mannerisms of speaking, right?
Diaphanous.
Yeah, exactly. Diaphanous, like
It's a new word.
like that's a you're referencing like Daphne, right? Like the Greek, what is a goddess, right?
I believe so, yes.
the
I
Greek
only know
Roman-
it from this song and Wonder Year, so I have no idea, really. If I'm being completely honest with you. Danzig taught me diaphanous, I'm not going to lie.
I like that. He also I know the actual words are if and, but the way he sings it is ifin.
Yeah,
Don't care
if
if
you
you
die.
die.
Like, again, that's that, is he just sitting in a murky swamp surrounded by bluesmen at all? Like
Exactly,
he's just submerged in it to the point that a guy from fucking Lodi, New Jersey is going, "Ifin you die?"
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk. What are you
Yeah.
talking? But it's just like another thing I think it's somewhat akin to, especially in this album. It's almost his version of our beloved CCR. Where when you listen to it, you're like, oh, man, which ironically also come from Lodi, just on the other side of the country. But, it's like, man, who are these southern boys? Like, motherfucker, they live in Northern California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, who are these blues boys?
Right.
Well, actually, right now they live in Los Angeles, but otherwise they're from, from fucking Lodi, New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's so channeled in everything he's doing on this.
Yeah.
But again, that also comes from all the influences that he loves, whether it's Cash, Orbison, all that stuff. It's obviously all coming from that to begin with anyway. And now it's like it's really coming out in a lot of these songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would say, a song like again, like I said with I'm the One, like that's just a straight up blues song in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The theme of it, what he's saying about himself, instead of saying like, he's a man, it's just they're going, he's going to kill everyone. It's a much darker, which we see again in songs like I did write like Come to Silver and 13.
Yep.
These are his versions of doing that again, that theme that he's trying. 13 originally written for Johnny Cash. When you think about that, you go, yeah, that makes sense,
Yeah.
So those kind of things. And even you look at something like Blood and Tears. I know that's a all-time favorite of yours, Nick.
Yeah.
And I love that song. But even that is in the tradition of a Cash, the early rock and roll, where it's not just that I lost the girl, but I know you're hurting more than, like, I lost you, but I'm actually paying attention to you.
Yeah,
Because I can see that you're crying.
We're both
blood and
hurting
tears.
here.
Exactly. But I think you're hurting more, and I like that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Like, one of my favorites back in those times, like the famous guy Dion. He has his two biggest hits are The Wanderer, which
Wanderer,
the whole song is, I go around, I fuck, and I leave you. If you don't like it, tough shit, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Because I'm the Wanderer.
Because I'm the Wanderer. I'm on to the next town. And then his other big hit is Run Around Sue.
Run Around
Don't
Sue.
get around with Run Around Sue. That little whore screws everybody. Like, hey, motherfucker.
Right.
You just had your other song is I fuck everybody. You misogynist asshole.
He's
you
just
know?
covering all his bases.
Absolutely,
Right, yeah.
absolutely. And I feel like that's some of what I find as I look as I've gotten older, as I've learned more about music, and I see this as a guy who, quite frankly, the years of his music knowledge are in this album.
Oh,
where
yeah,
he's
yeah.
channeling these other things, but it's going through that Danzig filter. It's not about you're still crying and I'm not. It's there's blood in your tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole other Danzig
Yeah.
level that, you weren't going to get George Jones to sing blood in your tear. You know what I mean? You'd be like, good God, man.
Yeah, because I again, with the magnanimous language that he uses, I think he has to inject a bit of romanticism as well. Because if he's using the devil in the way that he is,
Yes.
he's doing a version of the devil that Paradise Lost
There we go.
used,
Yeah.
right?
There we go. That
Yeah, yeah.
age, that in that time of literature in general,
Yeah.
romanticizing the devil.
Yeah, which, maybe humanizes. That's why I said this is his angel heart of an album.
100. Yeah,
right?
yeah. I got you.
So like when I honestly, this is like the rehearsal room dare where listen to this album and then watch Angel Heart and tell me that some of these songs should not have been on this
Sure.
on the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like because he's a snake-eyed boy.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, man. Like how,
At age of 5, good God.
at the age of 5, yeah, it's like what the
Made
fuck?
love to the howl of the wolves. What's going on?
Yeah,
here?
dude, like that's sick. And it's for an album to have all that, which is again deepening the lore of him, but also concreting the sound of this band.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
For sure.
so it's like twofold working to his benefit, right? Yeah, I mean,
And to
all-
come out swinging on that first album as well as they did,
Yeah.
They did,
and to
yeah.
then top it with the second
'Cause
one,
they did.
which
I
a
do
lot of
feel they
times
did.
is the curse, is that second
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh no, like you can, like, obviously hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you know that the Danzig 1 essentially, to a degree, is a put-together band, we get in the studio, we write some shit, we put out a record that we're proud of, we like.
Sure.
It's more of a producer record than necessarily our record. And now we go out on the road and we play as a band, and you hear this, it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely go,
Yeah.
okay, this is the next step. They
Yeah.
knew, like, okay, if you like that first one, watch out.
Right.
Yep.
We kind of held ourselves back a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
you know?
and it made me stop listening to the first one.
Sure.
I mean, when I was younger, it did. It made me.
No,
it made me stop.
I listen, when I finally hit 2, believe me, that
Yeah.
cassette.
But the first one is it's good.
Oh,
it's
it's
really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No. There's again, you don't have to convince
Right.
Nick and I about what's good about the Danzig first 4 especially. But yes, no, it's just it was great to see the growth. And as I
Yeah.
said, it's a lot of times that sophomore slump is like, oh shit, and yet no. They expanded, but it's that great balance. Nick said it before. It's like, it's still simple. It's still not overly like technical or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
But they've added just enough. Like, I love the things they do when they double his voice. I know we got the whoa whoas and
Yeah.
twist the cana. I know, but like the way they do it on this album,
yeah.
where they do the stutter on like Snakes of Christ, where it comes in and then he jumps himself, and you're not sure which one's about to finish to go into the next line the first time you hear it. Like, that's some fucking really cool. And I think bands I think of that I know he was a fan of, the first one that comes to mind is the Everly Brothers, because they have those blood harmonies. And you think of, like, for those who may not have heard it, the song Kathy's Clown.
Yep.
He comes in, and then the brother comes in on the next syllable, and then the other brother starts to drop out as he continues the line.
Yeah.
And it gives this really cool vocal effect. And I know he's an Everly Brothers guy.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you go like, I bet you there's things like that, even if it wasn't,
Conscious, yeah.
exactly. It's just something, and then like Tired of Being Alive. When
Oh,
they double
I
the
love that
vocals on the 2 lines. Oh, I mean, it just sounds trite. Here he is saying, I'm tired of being alive, but it feels triumphant.
Yeah.
It sounds like its vocals are soaring. And those things, like those little added touches are slide guitar on 777,
Yep.
all those little touches, man, just make this
Yeah,
feel,
I think that's what it is. All the little touches that make it different than the first.
there it is.
There
And
are-
yet make it
Yeah.
feel grandiose without having to be over the top
It's
produced
not
and
over.
technical.
Yeah, it's not like a thrown at the wall mix either.
right.
It's like
No.
everything sits perfectly where it is.
Really does.
The drums. I was saying this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're still kind of dry, but the guitar has been kind of, this is going to be the dumbest thing. The guitars have been amped up. Of course, dummy. They're recording it.
Did they speaker them too? By the way, he's the guy who actually does know how to play instruments.
Yeah,
That's what-
well, says you. The use of that kind of like that rhythm guitar to carry the
Yeah.
melody, and then he's doing his little leads over it.
yes.
And in every song, you can hear John Christ kind of shine a little
Oh.
bit more and more.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, even if it's just a chord he's holding on, it's like this.
Yeah.
You can hear every note, and they're beautiful
Dude.
chords, like beautiful, really beautiful chords.
there's going back to Tired of Being Alive.
Mhm.
In the end section of the song when he's singing the line Tired of Being Alive.
Yeah.
John Christ is hitting like that dun 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 dun,
Yes.
dun,
Yes.
and it just sounds fucking beautiful.
Yes.
Right.
Beautiful. Plus, I also love that there are choice usages of organ,
Yes.
right?
You get some keyboard.
like
well,
what?
keyboard ultimately, but yes.
I mean, I'm
So
didn't
in
know
the
that.
song
Yeah, yeah.
"Blood and Tears,"
Yes.
right, when he's singing the big, right after the solo, and I was just showing this to
Yeah.
Aaron, he sings, he comes in with the yeah, right, as he is known to do. But at the same time, in the background, the organ comes in and the guitar come in on the same note.
okay.
Danzig fades out, and then the guitar finishes the solo with the organ hitting the one note that it kind of fades out on. Fucking genius.
I gotta check. Yeah.
Fucking
I-
genius.
It's if you once you hear it, you'll never not hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But they do bury it. It's very subtle
It is
in the way it's
incredibly
used.
subtle.
Cool.
But I mean, he is credited with keyboard,
Yeah,
Danzig
yeah.
vocal keyboard. So you definitely are like. Don't get me wrong. You're definitely like listening to it the first time. You're like, I don't hear Depeche
Yeah.
Mode. What the fuck's going on here? You know what I mean? But you
Not
do.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, right. Where's John Lord? You know, so it's just like he's got a Lord, just not John Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, it's you definitely those little. They're again, it's so subtle, and I think it also lends to a thing that also makes an album always great: repeated listen.
Oh yeah.
You feel like
Yes.
you can catch a little thing here and there
Yep.
that you didn't catch the first time, and it's got tons of that in this album. And I just think, like I said, for me, just no bad songs on this whole fucking thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
And just every time I listen to it, I mean, as I've joked before, and I think Nick's the same, it's like literally every time I keep saying Danzig, I'm already hearing the whole album in my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've heard this album like 60 times in our conversation. You know what I mean? It's like I play every song just running through my head constantly.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is that thing, like that's how you know you love a song or love an album when it ends, you're already going.
Right, yeah, you already know what's coming. Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what's coming.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is everyone. And it's almost like as it ends, you get even more excited because you know what the next one's going
Right.
to be,
Yeah.
And just the flow of it is great too.
It's great,
It
yeah.
really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. The mix is great. Everything. And again, I'm gonna say I'm not a Danzig fan. Like
Understand?
the Misfits, the first album I bought, I think it was the wrong one. on the
Okay.
CD, which was what's the one with 20 Eyes? Walk Among Us.
Oh,
Walk Among Us.
yeah.
Okay, there's no wrong one, but
That-
okay.
That is not the wrong album.
I think
I think
so.
his
but-
microphone might be broken.
Yeah. Can we,
I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody, but
no.
and like one of my biggest problems, I don't like woes. I don't like whoa. I hate that. I hate bro him. I hate all that shit. I'm more of an
I
type
also
of
hate-
guy. I'm more of an
Sorry, Bad Religion.
Yeah. But yeah, they suck too.
No.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't.
no,
I didn't
no,
mean the Misfits suck. But
No, I know.
so like knowing that,
Yeah,
I don't like the way he does that. But for some reason, when he did this project,
Yeah.
it didn't bother me.
Well, I think in some ways, punk is aggressive, so you kind of do these chanty Beach Boy whoa
It
whoa
throws
whoas.
me off, yeah.
I totally understand, but in the context of this this darker kind of rock, where it's like even some of his yeahs and woes aren't yeah. They're
Right,
more
yeah.
like a howl to the moon or his lament of whatever's going on more
Yeah.
than it. Yeah, no, I
believe
believe me.
What I kind of compare it to is the exclamations, just like a random like yeah, like that
Yeah.
Jim Morrison used to do.
Sure,
Right,
sure,
right.
Because
sure.
if you listen to like live Doors
Oh, yeah.
albums, he does that a lot, especially when he's playing mostly blues.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so I when I heard it in Danzig, and not in like live versions of
Mhm.
Danzig, but recorded
Mhm.
Danzig, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, you are a Doors guy because you copied the layout of the head.
Yeah.
And also, you're doing the thing that he used to do. So,
And I think that's a blues tradition in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
too.
big time.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And again, I think is
Jim Morrison famously a blues guy. So
Yeah, I mean, again, these guys are so channeling it at this moment that it's
Yeah.
just like, again, I imagine they're all sitting around, what I mean?
Right.
So it's just in that way. It's so, like I said, I can't say enough good things about this album in any way, shape, or form because it's just like the one thing I will say is I was telling Nick earlier is when I originally got this album, I hated Pain in the World.
Oh, really?
I really did. Which is gonna sound funny for a guy that most people know love Doom, but I was like, song's so fucking slow.
Right. Speed it
Takes
up.
forever to get to that ending part. That's way more like
faster.
you know. But over time, I eventually came back around on it and realized, oh no, this is a fucking great song.
Yeah.
And man, just like again, the subject matter so dark, this ominous feeling of like something's coming,
Yeah.
and it's about to destroy us all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I always remembered that for even though it was my all-time favorite, Danzig record and one of my all-time favorite records for a while there. I'd say the first few years, I would always be like, I'm glad that song's at the end because I can just fast forward and start the album all over again, But yes, I have come to very much enjoy every song.
Yeah,
on
every
here,
song on
including-
there is.
But yeah, I always thought that was just, and again, as I say, when we went to Solemn last, I do think maybe that's why When Death No Had No Name has never been released, because it does sound so similar to Pain in the World. But I think it's a shame because I think When Death is just a little bit better. I would have into the album on that one, but other than that, I really have no notes. Danzig, you're all good.
Yeah, no notes on this
10
one,
of 10.
yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what are
Yeah.
some of your favorite songs, Nick? How about you?
Mine. I mean, Long Way Back from Hell, Tired of Being Alive.
Yeah.
Killer Wolf.
Okay.
Of course, Blood and Tears.
I know. Yeah.
I love Pain in the World.
Oh yeah.
I love that as a song because again, it's mood, right? It's just sludgy almost with like with personality almost.
Yeah,
right? And that also kind of lets Eerie Vaughn, kind of carry the melody when it's just him, drums, and Danzig's voice.
Yes.
When the guitar kind of dips out for a bit, So when the guitar comes back in, it's just like, oh yeah, this is the big storm that you were warning me about.
No doubt. No doubt. Very, like I said, it feels very ominous. It's just kind of like,
yeah.
what is around this corner? And then,
Devil's Plaything is also.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Devil's Plaything.
right on. Danny, how about you?
He just named them all.
Okay.
I mean, I mean,
Well, if you had to pick three,
my favorite is "Tired of Being Alive." That
Oh,
yeah.
chorus to me is
Yes.
just so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
and that's my all-time favorite Danzig song. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
Oh, absolutely.
okay.
I
See, I know what I'm talking about.
No,
sometimes.
at least with this album. We'll get into some other stuff.
And
No,
then
but,
he all went downhill after.
but yeah, no, that album and that song especially, again, that was one of those ones that really gave me some strength when I was a kid because lyrics like never easy, never clean to be the beast among human sheep, and you
Oh.
just go like, God damn,
Right,
dude,
yeah.
like. But it's this standing on your own. You don't need to follow the group. Like, think for yourself. Do your own thing. If the group doesn't want it, then fuck it. Do your own, man.
Yeah.
Go your own way. And I just thought, yeah, man, fuck yeah, dude. And and like I don't think he necessarily means to like kill yourself. Tired of being alive.
No, because it's despite of the bleeding.
Right.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know.
Right. Like this bleeding light. I'm tired of hearing about all that shit, man. I'm tired of being alive.
Yeah.
I want to go the other way. I want to, I want to embrace the darkness.
The road not traveled.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or less traveled.
That's my all-time favorite Danzig song. The other two for me, if I had to pick three, Under Her Black Wing, I think is just, to me, in many ways, I think that should be his mother. I think that may be one of the best songs he's ever written.
Right.
When you consider just the way it marches, the whole way he does it, it's just like that should be his mother more than any other song, in my personal opinion. And my third favorite is Girl. It might be
Nice,
the
yeah.
most romantic song he's ever written.
Right,
Period. In the
yeah.
story. There's no sense of blood or killing. I mean, go where the stars can't reach us, girl. I mean, saying that she's diaphanous. Like, this might be his most, the riff that comes in is sexy as fuck. Just really just like gnarly and ugly and sexy. And then he just sing it. And I love the vocal when it comes in with that first, because it's just him, girl. And it's just totally,
Oh, yeah.
like it hits
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a snare, like the way he,
Exactly.
and I fucking love that song. And every time I hear it, man, like
The
to me,
guitar
that-
on that, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're
yeah,
right.
the guitar
Absolutely.
on that is
It's
so clean
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think that to me, that's his most romantic song he's ever written. I think it's just without it, like there's almost nothing to it that is the usual Danzig devilnish. like technically Under Her Black Wing is
Yeah.
is a sexy romantic song. He's
Yeah.
finding this essentially demon that can lead you to
that
hell,
is,
Right.
but
like
she
a
also
succubus.
right, but she protects you, and she's got some great
Yeah.
breasts and enchantment in her legs. You know what I mean? And it's just like okay, but it's dirty. It's a little like hey, come on, we're getting a little filthy here. Where Girl is like almost like this innocent love song in
Yeah.
a lot of
Mhm.
ways for what he usually writes.
Which makes sense
Yeah.
because again, bluesy, all the
Yes.
stuff he's being
Yes.
influenced by,
Yes.
all the 50s stuff,
Yes.
maybe from Jersey that of course would have come through there.
Yes.
All these acts with vocalists that had to do the like. Okay, I'm a guy that beds 1,000,000,001 women,
Right.
but also. If that one girl does it, that's the one that's gonna break my
Right.
heart, And
And like I said, you could find this tradition in many of the certainly pop songs of that era, and
Yeah.
even in country songs. The guy always loses the girl, but laments like, "You may have hurt me, but I'm still paying." Like, I still see the light in your window every night. It's like, well, dude, move on already,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But somehow it's always her fault. You didn't do anything wrong, And it's just like he continues that tradition, and when you, especially as fans as we are, knowing those people that influenced him, you go, yeah, it's all right here, dude.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
right here,
So, did you guys have a favorite video off of this album? I know there's only 4, but
it's under her. It's under,
Under
her Black Wings.
Wings
for me.
is the one that it's actually the only one I remember.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So, Killer Wolf, like I said, had them playing in the shack,
Yep.
mainly on the porch of the shack and stuff like that. Danzig wrestles an alligator. The girl in the video, unfortunately, has a moment where she's just kind of staring at the camera, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing here, lady. Like
Did Danzig direct it?
Anton did.
Anton
Okay.
Corbin.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
You know those Swedes. They're wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a Veronica scene.
They got a weird style about them,
Yeah. I don't know if he's Swedish. I just know I know he ain't an American. That's for damn sure.
I think he might be like Romanian or something,
Well,
right?
Corbin. By the way, it's not spelled that way. There's a J in there.
There's
which,
Corbin.
wow,
yeah.
really?
One of those.
But it is
Yeah.
pronounced bin. I was like, okay, or I did because I was like, how do you pronounce this? So I looked it up, and it's file, but it rhymes. It said it rhymes with file. So I was like, Corbin Dial? What the what?
Corfine?
I don't know. Yeah, it was-
Corfine?
okay. But I mean, amazing director. But
Amazing director, but sometimes you
Yeah,
need a
well,
different editor. in
Artie,
there,
he wants to get Artie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true,
And
yeah.
let's be honest, I'm sure Danzig had some influence.
Of course.
The other videos were directed by Danzig was a part of them with another guy.
Okay.
I did write down his name. Let me see if I can find it here.
He had the Devil's
Vincent-
Plaything video.
Yeah, Vincent.
Oh, I saw that. I do
Giordano.
remember that one. Devil's Plaything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where they're wearing the cloaks.
Yeah.
All right, and they're around the fire.
Yeah. So that one kind of a little bit embarrassing, I would think, and this is one of the missteps that I think Danzig took, where obviously he cares a lot about his image,
Mm-hmm.
but in the video where the girl is very clearly trying to get his attention in the live portion of the video,
Right.
Danzig goes over and stands in front of the guy and headbutts, not headbutts, headbangs in front of the guy, but his big old baldness is showing, all the damage is starting to show up there.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, and I think people noticed it because it's like, well, this dude obviously cares about what he looks like.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and puts this out, and it's like, yikes, Yeah. But and it was funny, but again, video rules, the song rules. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what was the 4th video?
The 4th one is I'm the One.
I'm the One. That's right.
Yeah, which very simple.
Very
I mean, it's
simple
just them
video.
playing pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I haven't seen it in years. I might do it when I get home because
Yeah,
I
same.
did convert my VHS all to DVD. So
Yeah, and I had the fortune of knowing a sweet little angel named Aaron that gave me a copy of that conversion. So I too will be enjoying that. But yeah.
That's weird. I don't. That's weird that I didn't see those videos.
Well, I do wonder, because remember, as we talk with these VHS, how many of them actually got rotation,
Yeah.
and how many
Right.
maybe are made to put out the VHS? Because back in the day, that was a major thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I don't want to be old man here, but you kiddos, your shit's all up on YouTube. Every time a band makes it, they throw it. That would have been awesome. I wouldn't have been mad about it as a kid.
Right.
But it was like, okay, if Pantera put out an album, and then you knew they were going to put out a live video or some kind of video, you went and got it.
I like DRI Live at
Yep.
the Ritz. I
Yep.
bought that.
I mean, I got Mastodon, Neurosis, I got
Yeah,
Opeth, on and on and on. and it was just like, yeah, you had the Danzig ones, you had to go get them.
Yep.
Metallica's 2 for 1. Yes,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
get this because when else am I gonna get to see this video?
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I don't.
Later in life when YouTube comes
Well,
out.
yeah, little did we know, right? Yeah. My fortune teller didn't bother to tell me about that. Otherwise, I would have invested, believe me. But it is that thing where you just like, this was a way of getting to watch it whenever you wanted to.
Yeah.
And just another way you could buy more merch of your favorite
Right,
band.
yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So I do wonder, you're right, I don't know what rotation. I think definitely Under Her Black Wing. Because
Yeah,
that
I
had
remember
production
that.
value
I
to
saw
it.
that one and Devil's Plaything.
Okay, that would make
Yeah.
sense. And
Yeah.
and I you know, although God, I would hope you if you're although I'd have to look at it where was Anton at that time, because he goes on to do like major music videos for people.
And I do remember seeing Killer Wolf on 120 minutes. Not on the one like the local version of
Oh, the one out.
ROV
request video.
ROV. Remember?
Oh, yeah,
that was
okay.
out
I
of Long
remember.
Beach.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Sometimes
remember.
the KNAC guys would host,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I
Holy
do
shit,
remember
yeah.
seeing Killer Wolf on that, and that's when I was like, oh, that must be there's going to be a second home video coming out, going to Suncoast at Montebello Mall. and
Oh
being like,
yeah, I remember that.
that's where I got it from.
Same goodie for me.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
I know these sound like ancient ruins we're talking about here, young ones.
Licorice pizza.
There was these brick walls, and they held records and CDs.
So after Danzig II, what was the next kind of thing that you introduced yourself to?
Well, like I think after that, I was really getting to local, like hardcore band. When I mean local, like Orange County,
Okay.
like all these hardcore bands, and I think that's why I brushed off the third album,
Right.
because hearing it, like I said, when I knew I was doing this, I listened to it, and it's. I mean, I knew all the songs. I heard them somewhere, obviously, but it's great. It's an excellent album, but I think at the time I was just way into new hardcore bands, and and I.
Well, and at that time, too, it would have been difficult to kind of balance all of it. Like now you can kind of go
Yeah.
like, I'm into this right now, but I can still store these 3 things over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Where, it's like, look, if I want to get into this hardcore band, I got to go to the show. I got to get that CD,
Yeah.
and I can only afford 2 CDs. So
I think I'm better. Like obviously, you get older, you get better at this stuff.
Sure,
but
sure.
I think back then I was not that I didn't like Danzig anymore. I still like the albums, but I really do think in my mind he was old news, and that's a young kid
absolutely.
thinking.
Believe me, I spend a lot of time. I mean, if you listen to any episodes of this, 9 times out of 10 we get to what I'm listening to. I go backwards all the time.
Yeah. All the time.
There's
All the
so
time,
much stuff where I'm like, where the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it was all happening all at once, and it was and there was this little bit of like, I won't lie, especially as a kid, going like, well, I'm a fucking metalhead, man.
Right.
Fuck your Nirvana.
I know,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
And I
It's-
still say
it's
fuck your
that-
Nirvana. That's not my thing. But at the same time, all these other amazing bands that were around Nirvana, it's like, dude, if you'd have just shut up and listened to those, they were amazing,
Right.
dude. But trying to be there. Well, but I like metal.
That was me,
If it's not
yeah.
metal,
Because we're also younger, we're thinking very linear.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And again, I know that they will say, oh man, the way kids consume now, it's so much faster and quicker. Everything changes over much faster. Well, it was still a lot happening when we were kids.
Yeah, a
too,
lot.
like, and especially, and I don't mean to sound like that guy, but the '90s, I think we would all agree in a lot of ways, one of the greatest times of music.
Yeah, things
All
are changing rapidly.
Every-
I mean, just the
Everything-
bands I listed that came out this year. Like, look at all this diverseness that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
And I'm not even scratching the surface on some of the. I mean, with some of the bands I didn't put on there because it's just not ones I give a shit about. But like, Guided by Voices and Uncle Tupelo had an album
Oh,
coming.
those are both good bands.
They're not my thing. But you go, oh wow, these 2 like pillar indie
Yeah.
bands are putting out records at this time too. So music is going into 400 different directions. In metal alone, let alone
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
So,
The 90s were kind of like the proverbial opening of the
Pandora's box.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Right, and like
A
like-
veritable cornucopia.
Yeah, and it was like when I was getting out of the thought of everything has to be heavy. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
right.
what I listen to. I listen to
100.
heavy music, and
Yeah.
I'm better than everybody else because I listen to heavy music. Well, I mean,
Okay, that part's true.
I probably thought that.
I definitely.
Yeah, I was.
If nothing else, you felt like I listen to stuff that's not necessarily on the radio,
Yeah.
and therefore
I'm
my
s-
tastes are
I'm
better.
so much cooler.
Yes,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jane's Addiction coming out,
right.
and that's not even one of my favorite bands, but I do think that Nothing's Shocking is the first time I'm like, okay, it doesn't have to be fucking heavy.
I mentioned this, I think, on our last episode with Helmet.
Okay.
Helmet and Rollins bands were the two bands where I went, oh, they're not metal. They're somewhat metal adjacent, but still fucking heavy, man. Like, oh, so you don't have to do the... And by the way, they never mentioned the devil once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, okay. You know? So, yeah, no. I think there's a lot of that. And especially, again, I can't stress it enough. I think in the 90s especially, things were being so diverse in a way that people were drawing from so many things.
It was awesome. And
I mean, what do you call Helmet? What do you call what do you call Jane's Addiction? Because Jane's Addiction, by the way, not to get off on a tangent, but like they fit with hair metal bands almost as much as they fit with the alternative.
100%. Yeah.
And yet, you know what I mean? Like those guys are like, let's be honest, they're walking douchebags from Los Angeles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Other than the drummer, he's amazing. But you know what I mean? But the alternative
He's
kids
a sitting douchebag.
Well,
Right.
But the alternative, I mean, the alternative kids in Seattle all loved them.
Yeah.
All thought they were great. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it's like they did ride that weird line, and 90s music was doing a lot of that.
It was great.
That's why it's so crazy when you look at some of these albums and listen to what Danzig's doing on this album, and it feels more of a throwback than anything towards the future.
And almost all the metalheads I knew loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yes.
I do consider them a metal. I hate saying it.
Look,
I do.
I hear you.
Because
I do.
I know what the band is rooted in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also understand why it would appeal to hard rock guys.
Yes.
Especially, remember, too, as I go through these bands, I didn't list one that doesn't do unclean vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's the last one kind of standing.
Yeah.
Even Pantera at this point is about to go into some fucking
Uh-huh.
harder vocals. And, Sepultura is about to hit huge again, and all these bands. It's like nobody's singing anymore.
Right.
Unless you're about to do the Black Album
Or unless you're
Euthanasia,
doing like even more radio friendly stuff.
Right.
Which, let's face it, some bands did start doing, right?
Yes.
But he did it in a way that he knew he wasn't going to have maybe the commercial success.
No.
But he was going to have staying power.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Like he really did ride that line. If you took out the lyrics on a lot of these things, you go, how is this not on every rock station in the world?
Yeah.
And then he says, bastard son of snakes of Christ. And you go, oh, yeah, that's why. Oh, the 5-year-old fucking the old lady. Yeah, that's probably why it's not on my rock station. Got it. Never mind. You know what I mean? But, yeah, if you just listen to the music, I promise you could play it for people who aren't metalheads. And they go, this is fucking great, man.
But I still consider it a metal album.
Yeah.
Dan Kaufman had posted that he feels Destroy Judas, the band he's in, is not metal.
Yeah, well.
But, I see exactly where he's coming from. But again, like the first thing I say is I know what it's rooted in.
Right.
I know.
Right.
And I totally hear what he's saying.
I
mean, that's an amazing band.
Yes.
That I can't say, oh, yeah, they have metal riffs. They don't really.
But they don't have. I mean, I wouldn't know what else to call them.
Exactly.
That's and by the way, a lot of times that's the beauty of amazing bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that I can't really calling Rollins band an alternative metal band. Alternative to what?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But they're not punk enough to be punk. They're not metal enough to be metal. And they're not jazzy enough to be jazz.
You almost have to go by the fans.
Yeah.
Like what fans are getting into this.
Yeah.
And again, there's another one. The punk kids show up for Destroy Judas because all those guys were in their favorite crusty bands, but they still love Destroy Judas. Rollins band, all the Black Flag kids show up, but then the alternative, he's playing Lollapalooza.
Right.
He wasn't playing Ozfest.
Right.
It is this weird thing where I think a lot of the great,
I think that's
favorite of mine, like a Faith No More. I don't know what they are. I don't know.
But metal fans loved them.
Absolutely.
I think with like Destroy Judas, one of the tags that I would kind of put on them if I were asked to would be the post metal, which I know gets a lot of flack because of the post aspect of it. But that just means like you're using everything that metal bands would traditionally use in a different way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just after there's metal, there's this.
Yes.
That's
I want to say Destroy Judas is an amazing band.
Oh, for sure.
Anybody
course.
out there hasn't checked them out live, I mean.
Do yourself a favor. Their albums are amazing.
Blow your mind.
And from a little bird named Dan Kaufman tells the world, they are working on a new album.
Yeah.
Apparently it's going to be a 3-sided LP.
Yeah.
They should put it out on Black Voodoo.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
You heard
funny
it.
you say it. Funny you say
You heard it here first, people.
That same
Just
little
a
birdie.
rehearsal room
exclusive.
That same little birdie named Dan Kaufman. I was telling him, hey, you should hit up Danny about that. So,
Yes.
So yeah. I'll,
That
I'll
would be
just
sick.
let that sit and breathe.
Get
where
some
it's at.
Mustaine vocals in there. They'd be perfect.
Oh, well, you know,
All
you
right.
might get some
All
Corey
right.
Feldman
Oh,
vocals. in there.
Oh, my
it's the
goodness.
same voice.
We are definitely a couple of quick interesting facts too that I came upon.
Yeah.
Some of the producer, I say in air quotes, Rick Rubin,
Hmm.
but the engineers, two that are very interesting, which I never knew until I looked it up. Sylvia Massey and Brendan O'Brien.
Yeah, Sylvia Massey. Yeah.
Now Sylvia Massey goes on to do her biggest one would be Tool.
Oh wow.
She
Yeah,
okay.
recently did Monolord's
There you go.
album. I forget the name of the album.
Mhm.
Brendan O'Brien goes on to do Mastodon, Pearl Jam, a bunch
Yeah.
of other bands. And in the interview I saw with John Christ, he mentioned like Brendan O'Brien literally was like, as long as I can work with Rick, I'll do whatever album comes along. And he
Cool.
moved his family out to LA
Wow,
because he
yeah.
knew the opportunities because Rick was the hot guy at the time. So it was like, cool, I'll be working with a diverse amount of bands.
Mhm.
And he does credit them a lot, especially Brendan. He credited in that of really helping him get the sounds of his guitar that he really wanted. But I thought, seeing those two names, I thought, wow, that's interesting. Now, hindsight being what it is,
Yeah.
there's no way I fucking read those names at that time. I was like, good Lord. I would have been like, I don't know who any of them
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
gives a shit.
Who
you know?
cares?
Right. But yeah, I just to say, like, I thought that was an interesting little one. I think there was one other one. Oh, tentatively titled 777
Yes.
Oh,
before it was given Lucifuge.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Which interesting.
Going back to that kind of
Please.
historicity of the Bible
Yes.
type shit.
Yes.
So, Lucifuge is the name of a demon
Mm-hmm.
in the whole collection of demons. It's Lucifuge Rofocal.
Right.
Uh,
How do you say it? Grand Grimoire?
the Grand Grimoire.
Grimoire. Okay.
Yeah. So it's based on like the Solomonic demons and stuff like that. But like he's basically the keeper of Lucifer, the big Lucifer's cat.
Okay.
Is Lucifer Rofocal, and he has his own host of demons that he presides over and shit like that.
Yeah.
But another little detail
Please.
also, the girl, we talked about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The girl in the Under Her Black Wings video
Mhm.
also made a guest appearance in one of Aaron's and mine favorite sitcoms, Married with Children.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah, and also in a movie which
I believe it's Bikini Car Wash 2. I believe she
Bikini
was
Car
in.
Wash
Yeah.
2,
Great.
yeah.
Well,
film.
one was so successful,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And
So
there were
the-
so many unanswered questions.
I
They
have a
had to
lot.
make a part 2. No, but I was telling Nick, I do remember buying the cassette with my buddy. He had a car, I did not. We immediately went back into my home and we watched the VHS. I couldn't wait. And that video came on, and my dad was in the room. Now he has no idea that the two of us saw this thing called Bikini Car Wash. But she came on, and we both kind of looked at each other like, "Oh, fucking hey, dude, that's the girl from Bikini Car Wash 2 or whatever."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely and that was that time too, right?
Yeah.
You had the video babes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might see them in 2 or 3 different videos.
Yeah.
Eventually rap took that away from everybody and just nope, we're gonna have our own. But yeah, I mean. Again, very different time. Even the idea of making a music video is still very different.
Yeah.
And his songs, I think, lend to these things. You know,
big
what I mean?
time, yeah, because
You know?
you can add visuals to the grandness of the lyric.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
And the music's already backing it up amazingly.
100%. And they're so descriptive in some of his lyrics.
Yeah, very
you know,
descriptive.
scent of rain upon her neck.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
whoo, okay, I can
Yeah.
almost smell it myself.
I'm
you know?
I'm getting a little misty over here.
I like to get under her black wing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, I'm sure my one. But
I'd
yeah,
like to get shown the pain in the world.
I got a snake for you. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, no. Again, this seminal album in my life
Yes.
that really, unfortunately had to go backwards to get. But God, I'm glad I found it. And revisiting it this time, especially, was just like, man, just grinning ear to ear with every
Yeah.
song, and just like, God damn, this is so fucking good, man.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me. Like I.
Of course, yeah.
Because, like I said, when you mentioned it, the thing that I love the most is, number one, we love you and we love having you in here. But number
Always.
2 is that being outside of our fanaticism of Danzig, not that you don't like him, but you're not as big of a fan as us. But this album was one where you're like, please clear the date and put me on it.
Yeah.
Well, this will be interesting. No offense to Pete whatsoever. We love Pete, but we knew, like, that's our guy. That's our Danzig fanatic.
Yeah.
We come in here, we're just going to be slobbing knobs of Danzig all day long. But it's way more interesting to hear, what is it about this that gets a guy who goes, he's cool, but this album
Yeah,
in particular.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we all have bands like that, but the fact that it's one that Nick and I love so much, that's why I couldn't wait to
Yeah,
have
and
it in.
I think it's a trip too that it's you guys' favorite album too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I never
It's-
thought it was like everybody's.
I
I
you
thought
know,
I just only like this one. That's just me.
I think it is, right? I think overall Danzig fans will tell you, like, there are some bands that perhaps have a better album, but it's not your favorite.
Right.
Mhm.
The first one that comes to my mind, I know we're not all, like, Pantera's Great Southern Trendkill is their best album as an album, but it's not my favorite.
Right.
This is what I think is one of his best albums, and it's also my favorite.
Okay. Cool.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think for most Danzig fans, it remains the same, right?
I think so, yeah. Because
And
it's
non-Danzig
easy
fans.
to come back to. You know,
yeah.
like the songs are already catchy, hooky, and it's
Diverse enough.
diverse enough. They're heavy, melodic. You
Mhm.
know, when you want to feel emotion, there's a couple of ballads on
Right.
there. When you want
Yeah.
to feel just heaviness, there's heavy songs on there. If you want some like virtuosity in the guitar playing, it's got that all
Sure.
over the place.
Sure.
Right. So, and then if you're a drummer and you want to keep time with somebody who knows how to play drums, dude, Chuck Biscuits is still sitting behind the kit.
Yeah.
Right.
Such a driving driving force through the whole album.
Dude,
Is that
yeah,
that
yeah.
Great words.
Yeah, the
I,
drums.
I just came across a couple of videos where this was after they had recorded Danzig 4 and they were on tour. They were playing the Jon Stewart show.
Yes.
But the drummer was not Chuck Biscuits.
Nope.
On the recording, it's Chuck Biscuits. The live drummer was Joey Castillo.
Yep.
Oh.
He had just left, I think, what is it? Wasted Youth was his band.
Okay.
And, you know, perfect fucking replacement for Chuck. Because
Oh.
beat for beat,
Yeah.
he played what Chuck played and looked distinctly separate from Chuck. Because Chuck is hunched over,
Yeah.
sweating a bunch, you
Sits
know.
on, as you said the last time, sits on that bar stool.
Yeah, he's,
yeah,
he's a
he's like
mile,
way up
mile
there.
above his drum set.
Yeah, yeah, and all his drums are level, but now you got Joey Castillo, who obviously very different playing style, just as hard,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, oh man, like how could this other drummer do the same things that Chuck did? Like, how is this humanly possible? Danzig must find these people in hell, right? Like, which he did, you know, to his credit.
Well, and you're right. We were talking earlier too, like with Chuck, which it's just there's so many great parts that he does. His little fills here and there.
Yeah.
He's also really good at like kind of just being behind it just enough to
Just
make
enough,
that
yeah.
that
Yeah.
guitar feel like it's a little more swampy.
Right.
That notes hold just enough.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, he's just the reality is like I think they're all a little unsung, which is
For
I
sure.
know technically the idea because it's called Danzig,
Right.
but at the same time it's like, you know, one of the things that certainly I came out of it, I was telling Nick earlier, was just like I think I'm starting to realize John Christ is one of the unsung great guitar
Yeah,
heroes.
Oh, yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Big time.
I mean,
Yeah.
wow, it's just so great on this album.
I also think another person who maybe, and I was telling Aaron this earlier, not so much held back, but could have been let go, you know, maybe sow your wild oats in the music a little bit more, was Eerie Von.
Mm.
Mhm.
Always one of the more understated characters in Danzig.
No doubt.
You know, I think if he had been given a chance to be as musical as he can be, because he is a very musical person,
Mm-hmm.
came out with a couple of solo albums on his own.
Yep.
Had Morning Noise, you know, so he was already involved in music before Danzig, before Sam Hain.
Sam
even.
Hain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby, right?
Yeah, Rosemary's Babies, yeah. So if he, you know, just maybe experimented as much as John Christ was able to, I would have loved to have heard that.
Interesting.
Whatever it could have
Yeah.
been, you know.
I gotta think that was a choice, right? Is to say like,
I
let's
think
let
so.
Chuck and him cook, and we need someone to keep the backbone the entire time, especially in this more bluesy part. You
I
know?
think so,
I don't need
yeah.
you to be flashy. I need you to hold it down so these guys can be a little. I wonder. You know what I mean?
I read an
Please.
interview he did. I don't know if you read the same one. He kind of like played himself down. Like it made it sound like he could barely play.
Yes.
That he was just a photographer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Joined Sam Hain and he got lucky, which I didn't believe. I mean, I'm sure Danzig would get rid of him if he.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And he
you
was.
know?
I mean, to your point, I agree. But I also, you know, we also know he was a roll dog for Glenn for a long time.
A long
Okay.
time.
You know,
yeah.
between the photography and everything, which I credit where credit is due. If his bass playing wasn't standing out necessarily, thank God he was around because of his photographs.
Yeah.
We have so much visual evidence of everything that was going on at that time, thanks to Erie Vaughn.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah.
So that's for sure. One of the things, though, I will say in the interview I saw with John,
Yeah.
he did mention that bass part at the beginning of the dun, 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 dun thing before long way back from hell.
Yeah.
He said that was like a key moment. Like they knew he wanted to do the dive bomb. They were trying to figure out that intro. And when he came in with that, he said that's when it all kind of came together. So, he has that moment, but I'm with you. It would be interesting if you had maybe a little flashier bass player. What could that add?
I mean, even like on the next album on Bodies.
Yeah.
It's just doom, 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 and it's cool. I get to hear the bassist being a bassist.
Sure.
Cool.
But if that were around on Danzig 1 and Danzig 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's just I already love those albums. Could I love them even more?
Right.
But yeah. So Danzig, thank you very much for Danzig 2, Lucifuge, an album that we keep coming back to, and hopefully other people, if they haven't heard it, you can find it everywhere. Tell your mom about it,
especially now with the reissues.
Reissues, vinyl reissues that I believe can be found on 1234 Go's website.
Okay.
Amoeba Records has
almost every distributor. Hell's Headbangers had it. Well, I was kind of surprised.
So. I should probably buy. I've never owned anything, but
I was blessed with a great friend named Nick who bought me the first two.
Oh, nice.
So I did not buy the reissues yet. I'm actually thinking of doing that because I also have those silly frames that everybody buys to put the records in, which I originally put those two records in and then realized, well, then I'm never going to fucking hear them, you fucking moron. So they immediately left. I'm thinking about rebuying them on reissue just so I can have, because that would be awesome to have that artwork up on
the
my wall.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what I got the reissues, the 1 and 2 recently, and I had to take Danzig 2 out of the frame to listen to it, which I don't mind.
No.
It takes me back to the whole, that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
Right? Go back and take the record out, put it on.
I don't mind the pain.
But so look for them anywhere. You can find them, bootleg them if you want, if you can. But yeah, Danzig 2 Lucifuge. And now we get into the juicy parts of Danny. What have you been watching?
Oh, watching first.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at this. I could tell you I made it halfway through Project Hail Mary.
Oh, okay. Man.
Did you like it?
I fucking loved it.
I
So
loved
go
it as
ahead
well,
and
yeah.
you're going to... Okay.
I felt I was...
You know what? Those microphones aren't working anymore. I think we're going to call it a
I
day.
felt I was watching a certain movie, and then it turned into Mac and Me, or Flight of the Navigator.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Flight of the Navigator is an amazing movie, first of all.
Right, but I knew what I was getting into. At some point, I was like, I didn't know I was watching a kids movie.
Okay. Wow.
All right, Danny, thank you so much for
Got
joining us.
Johnny Five shows up all of a sudden.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, well,
What's this in my back? I believe this knife is yours, Danny.
sorry, I didn't like it at all.
Wow.
Maybe I'll check it out
Hey,
again.
have a seat. Come on in. No problem.
I keep going. I keep going on how bad it was.
No.
That's so. What else?
So great to have a guest, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
You want one that agrees.
That two's enough for you, Danny. You don't have to come back. Anyway. No, please. What else? Anything else?
Yeah. Well, my wife and I watch movies all the time.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
I'll
tell you
should
what
we have her in then, perhaps?
Yeah. She hated it too.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, she was getting pissed at me because
I can understand.
The first thing I say, like after about 4 minutes of a movie that I say fucking hate it. So she was getting mad already, and then there was one scene in particular in the Project Hail Mary where she was like, "All right, we can turn it off."
Which scene was it? We've all seen this.
No
spoilers.
It's when that thing comes on his ship, and he's like, "Oh, a mess. Is this the trash?" Like, how the fuck does he know it's a mess? He's never seen that before. And how come he's acting like a little kid, like Johnny Five, and he's a fucking scientist that's seen 2 of his colleagues die, and he's like a happy-go-lucky, cute.
So just so I'm understanding, this movie about stars dying and he meets an alien on a spaceship. The problem you have with it is he recognizes what a mess is.
Yes.
Got it. No problem. I got you.
Well, I like the premise. I mean, I thought it was like a C+ movie at first, and then at some point that thing, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching a kids movie. I believe, and I know this thing gets great reviews. I looked it up. I don't get it.
It will here in about 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep going how shitty it is.
No, listen, hey, everybody's got an opinion. Some, some people's
enjoy-
opinions are wrong. It
We
just,
enjoy hearing opposing
absolutely.
perspectives.
Yeah, I just
even if
didn't
they're
think it
wrong.
was- Yeah.
No, they're not. It's not for everybody.
But
you know?
what I mostly
some
watch,
people enjoy great cinema, other people do not.
Well, I enjoy bad cinema.
well,
That's what I was going to get to.
I'm surprised you didn't like Project No. Go ahead.
I watch a lot of the in the early to mid '80s. They made all those straight to video movies that were a rip off of Road Warrior or
yeah.
Aliens
Sure,
or
sure.
Talking my
Terminator.
language here, yeah.
Yeah, I watched so many of those. I mean, one it's a mix between Alien and Terminator, and it's called Alienator.
Hell yeah.
It's actually a romantic comedy in which a guy pushes a woman away. He's alienated her.
Yeah, but it's these movies that, like, later on in the '80s there was like Trauma. They were making like bad movies on purpose.
Sure,
and
sure.
some were really good. I mean, Toxic Avenger's great. And stuff.
Sure.
But these were movies these were people trying to make a good movie, and they ran out of money or they didn't know what they're doing. But you can see the passion.
Sure.
Of these directors trying to make something great. It's like watching Veronica.
Yeah.
By Danzig.
Yeah.
It's just like you could tell he was into it.
Oh, you see, and I know what you're trying to do.
Right.
And there's even shots where I go, that's a great shot.
Right.
Visually.
Yeah.
But my God, I mean, what porn studio did you get to go to find these people?
Yeah.
But I sat and watched it because of that. Like,
Yeah.
once in a while you see this shot where, like, okay, he wasn't trying to make this piece of shit. Like,
I got
he was, and once in a while they nail it, and that's mostly what I watch. Is
Okay.
those shitty movies.
Okay, I got a recommendation for you then.
All right.
I believe it's maybe 2 or 3 movies. I know 2 for sure. But the title is The Exterminator.
Oh.
So
Is
you
this the
might-
sequel to The Alienator?
No, this is completely
before.
standalone.
What other auteur ending movies can we do?
So this one on the cover, because of the popularity of Terminator and whatever else was coming out at that time, the cover has a buff dude, I believe wearing a vest, a biker helmet that covers his entire face, holding a flamethrower.
Oh fuck. Oh, I saw that in the theaters.
Okay, so that get up doesn't actually happen in the movie.
That's most of those movie covers.
Yes, exactly.
It's
yeah.
like
So Exterminator had 2 or 3
It's like they just had a used version
Right.
of something.
Yeah,
Like,
like
just use it for this one.
what
That's
we
fine.
got laying around.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of looks like the movie
Yeah.
we're making? That one. Good enough.
Another one too. It's a movie called Lady Terminator.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Terminator,
Yeah.
but it's a lady.
Yeah.
She's there to kill Joan Connor or what?
It's yeah.
He's there to
That
kill
one
the
is great
sister.
too. If you ever want to have a good time and
All right.
talk, I talk through by myself when I sit through them. I talk through the whole thing.
Okay. I
Like,
got
what the fuck are they doing?
Little
Why am I
mystery-
still watching this scene?
Got your
There
own little
was-
Mystery Science 3000 going on.
Yeah.
There was another one that was about like I think she was a cop that posed as a prostitute to catch people like serial killers who were killing prostitutes.
Okay.
The movie's called Angel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And there's
does
also
sound familiar.
Avenging Angel.
Avenging Angel. Yeah. Angel
Well,
by
again, there
Dawn.
were
Yeah.
so many questions left unanswered in the
Right.
first one. We had to go back.
And then I hate Project Hail Mary. I'm naming all these shitty bands. I mean, shitty movies I watch.
No, there's no such thing as a shitty movie here.
Yeah.
Unless it's the Queen movie or anything Bono from U2 does.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or if the Chili Peppers are anywhere.
Or the
in
Chili Peppers
Chili
are
Peppers.
anywhere close
Yeah.
to.
Those guys are great. It's like a untalented Anthony Kiedis is an untalented. What's the guy?
Mike Patton.
Mike Patton.
Yeah.
That's what I always
Yeah.
say.
It is funny. I as a side, I just saw something on Facebook where somebody's like, "Choose Mike Patton or Anthony Kiedis." Like, what?
Right.
Like filet mignon or dog shit?
Right.
Boy, that's gonna be.
I'm
tough.
not a fan of Mike Patton, but I'm choosing Mike Patton on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what scale he would. I mean, other
Right.
than financial, that he
Yes.
would ever beat Mike Patton.
Right.
So,
I agree.
yeah.
He makes more money than
Yeah.
Mike
He
Patton.
definitely makes more money. There's
That's
no
it.
doubt about that. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else that you were watching? Or?
Probably, but I don't remember.
All right,
That one
Aaron?
stuck with me.
Well, I happened to watch an amazing film called Project Hail Mary. I very much liked it. I thought it was very well done. After getting lost in his blue eyes, I thought he did a fantastic job in the movie.
Yeah.
yes, there is a part where you're like, am I seriously feeling for a fucking rock here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what was interesting to me was, I've said this ad nauseum, I know, but I like watching the previews. I do it every Monday. So I have been seeing this for a long time and been like, man, I got to see this movie. I'm stoked for it. But in the previews, it showed you there was an alien.
Yeah.
My son was like, oh, I think I spoiled it, dude. I saw it. I was like, because the alien? He's like, oh, dude, you got spoiled too. I go, it's not a spoiler. It's in the fucking preview, man. My daughter did the same thing. I was like, it's in the preview. You know that's an alien.
Yeah.
So I did think it was interesting that, to me, the actual spoiler was finding out he never actually volunteered to get on that ship.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't get that far. That's cool.
Okay. That's what you find out is, I hate to use the word because I think I'd do somewhat of the same. You find out he's a bit of a coward.
Yeah.
They drugged him and threw him on the ship because there was no other choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bravery is that he makes the choice to go back to save the rock friend.
He stays.
Okay.
The bravery is that he stays.
He stays.
Yeah.
Save Johnny
It
Five.
adds
Okay, I'll stop.
You're good, man. It's just it adds more years on and on and on.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was I just thought the mix of the cool science fiction of it, the comedy, all of it. The effects were essentially all practical, at least with the rock guy,
With the
from what
rock,
I understand.
yeah.
It's literally a puppeteer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
6 people.
Mhm.
The guy who did the voice was the original puppeteer that they used as a kind of like just when they were filming and then realized, fuck it, this works.
Yeah.
Which I thought was neat because you didn't go for a celebrity voice.
Right.
I
As a-
did.
you
Yeah.
know,
I
like
did
it
like
would've
the
been a little
puppeteer
weird.
stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did like that.
Kind of a Jim Henson-ish in a
Yeah.
way, like kind of going back to practical
Exactly
effects. I
like
like
it,
that. You know, and like I said, not doing a celebrity voice. It would have been weird to hear Morgan Freeman being like, "My planet is dying," and we, you know,
I am an alien.
you're right.
man.
So
No, disassemble.
that one I think is just racist now. I don't think we're.
Whoa.
Well, I think that movie, going back to. when
Oh,
you-
I wasn't doing that guy's
no,
voice.
no. I know. No, I know you weren't. But now you go like as a kid, right? Did you know? Like nobody knew.
No,
right?
I thought the guy was
I
hilarious.
thought the guy was, and
Yeah.
and I assumed he was that race that
Right,
he's
yeah,
playing.
he's-
And then you find
didn't
out his
see
last
other
name
movies.
is Fisher, and you're like, oh my god, you know, yeah, right. And you're just like, yeah, having no idea, but you're like, this guy's great. Look at
Yeah.
all the funny lines he has. You know, isn't racism hilarious? You know,
He's
But
so
yeah.
stereotypical. It's
Exactly
great.
right.
I love it.
It's like other than a 7-Eleven, it's like
Right,
Jesus,
yeah.
guys. You know, but you know, I absolutely loved it. The
Okay.
family watched it. We had a blast watching it. My son and you probably would get along a little bit more. He's a little more cynical in these ways. I don't think he liked it as much,
Mhm.
but we all very much enjoyed it. Other than, like I said, my son didn't hate it, but did like it. But that kind of space theme made me go back and watch another one that I very much enjoy, The Martian.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's, that's
Same
way different.
Same
Yes.
writer also.
Same writer, right?
Andy Weir.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. And Ridley Scott, one of our
Ridley Scott.
all-time favorites here at
Yep.
the rehearsal room.
Yep.
I love that movie. Though I will say, and I do not mean to offend Nick, I'm not a hater of disco per se, but I will say, I don't know if there's ever been a wider gap between amazing movie and shitty soundtrack other than the David Bowie song than ever in history of cinema. You know, all the disco songs you got to listen to, and then finally get the Bowie one. You're like, thank you. I love Starman,
Right,
but
yeah.
let's get rid of the disco. Though I love the joke of the disco
Right,
through the
yeah.
through the movie. But I was watching that with the wife. She loves that one too, and just kind of going like, I don't know if there's ever been a bigger gap between what an amazing film and what a horrible fucking soundtrack I got to listen to this whole fucking time. The other one, and my wife will probably kill me for telling this, but it's too funny. I love this woman to death. She's an amazing woman, but every now and again she says some stuff. I'm like, wow, okay. As we're watching it, and she goes, "You think this is better than Interstellar?" I go, "Oh, absolutely not. No, Interstellar's
She talking Martian? Okay.
the Martian." I
Okay.
said, no. Interstellar is definitely my favorite. She goes, what's that other one that we watched that one time where it's like they're in space, they like rescue a guy, but he throws the guy off a mountain, and I'm like, what the fuck are you? And then it hits me. I go, that's Interstellar, and that's the guy who did it right there, Matt Damon. She just goes, oh yeah, okay, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, hey, like
Hey, I do that shit all the time.
Oh.
I'm not gonna.
Look, she's an amazing woman.
Right.
She's a great mother, a great cook, and like dynamite in the sack. So I'm not apologizing in any way. There's
Yeah.
times like that where it's like, are you trying to fry my brain right now? Like, what the hell? But we both very much enjoy that movie. I never get tired of it. It's that puzzle movie. How do we
Yes.
get off
Yeah.
this island, essentially? You know, and I love that stuff. The other one I watched that stuck with me for sure, I very much dig it. I mean, the reality is Mr. Neeson can be in anything I watch, but The Gray. I hadn't seen that in a while. I love that movie. Have you seen this one?
No, I have not seen it.
I would recommend it. It's really, really good. You know, Liam Neeson is doing a lot of these. You know, he'll do Taken, which is really good, and then he'll do another one where you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, but I'm sure that paycheck was massive. The Gray kind of sits right in that middle where it's like, it's actually a very, very good movie.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I'll
essentially,
check that
he
out.
is he works for an oil rig company out in Alaska.
Yeah.
He is there to kill wolves. He's a sniper.
Mhm.
He kills wolves. They're on a plane. The plane crashes in the middle of Alaska, and now they have to survive because now the wolves are hunting them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. There's 2 or 3 other guys. You're like, I don't know your name, seen you in a bunch of things. You know, just how do we survive? And I love, love, love that movie. It's
Yeah,
really good.
that's a cool movie.
Liam Neeson's fantastic in it. But those are the 3 biggest ones that
Sleeper
kinda,
hit.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
And that's another one.
What year is that?
Ooh, I'd have to look that up.
But it was a while ago.
I would say probably 10 years.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda? Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those movies. You're right. Sleeper hit. I find people who watched it love it, or
Yeah.
they've never seen it.
Yeah.
Right now, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I would say check it out.
I will,
I
yeah.
think you'll hate it, and you'll come back and let us know.
We don't disagree on that one.
But those are the only ones. How about yourself, Nick?
A couple things also. I watched Backrooms again.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's so good.
Good,
And
good, good.
now with the second kind of ingesting the movie
Mhm.
and taking some more details that I didn't catch the first time.
Right on.
I mean, obviously. You
No,
know.
no, I got you.
But like, I have even more.
You mean you didn't
thoughts.
see the back room?
Yeah, I did. For some reason, I got lost in them, but yeah, some of the themes that I think are being discussed now, whether it's on purpose or not.
Okay.
Fucking great movie.
All
What
right,
a
good.
great movie, and it's I'm gonna say it, put it through this filter,
Okay.
and this is how heavy of a fucking movie it is.
Okay.
It's a movie about going through dementia
Oh,
and
interesting.
the loss of memory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
And
Okay.
apparently they physically built like 1,001 or something
Get
back
out.
rooms for where the actors got lost in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So imagine that like being
Well,
a
just-
reality
just
that
the
you're
idea of
walking
making
around
something
in.
tangible anymore for a
Yes.
movie
Right.
is pretty crazy. I was just apropos of kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was just watching about 25 things you didn't know about kind of thing, and it was Gangs in New York,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
that is a set.
Oh,
that whole
yeah, yeah.
city is a set they
Yeah.
built in Rome.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know that either. And interestingly enough, George Lucas came to the set and told Martin Scorsese, "Well, this will be the last time you ever see anybody do this."
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because
yeah.
he's like, believe me, dude, green screens are coming. And
Right.
there's no fucking check going to be written to have you build an entire fucking
Wow.
city.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to hear. Here's this kind of small budget
Yeah.
horror film, and they actually built real sets on
Real
it.
sets, yeah.
That's
And it's-
really cool.
It's really crazy too that like a lot of the visual effects also like the stuff that people look like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's also very what was it called? Tactile, you know,
Okay.
very
Very cool.
what's it called?
Like a practical.
practical, there you go.
Yeah.
Practical effects.
Actually exists. It's not
Exactly.
them
yeah.
standing here. Yell at the tennis ball. Yell at the tennis ball.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and again, with through the filter that I've kind of been putting it through, it's
Sure,
just like, God damn, it makes so much more sense the way things look and interact with each other when in the
Interesting.
back rooms.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very
it is
cool,
such
yeah.
a crazy movie, and it makes the ending that much more depressing
Okay.
because it is a bummer of a fucking ending. Watched Undertone, which is
Oh.
on HBO now.
We did too. Go ahead.
Fascinating fucking movie.
Right?
First of all, Amy did not like it. I liked it a lot. I thought
Was there anything specific she said? I'm just interested because I can kind of guess why you liked it. I'm just interested.
I
Was there
think she
anything
didn't like
specific?
this. She didn't find a point to the movie.
Okay.
Like there was no direction. It was just
okay.
kind of creepy for creepy sake.
She's not wrong to some degree. I hear that.
I thought it was kind of dealing with loss of
Yes.
of the baby, right?
I like that.
And also herself kind of being lost now, or the mother as wanting to keep her close and not letting her be her own woman.
Yes.
And it's being told through the tale of a podcaster and all these sounds that
That's
she
why Nick and I
hears.
could relate.
So what's the premise of? I mean, what's
It starts
please.
off with a podcaster who, with her partner who now lives in England,
Mhm.
they get sent like a bunch of sound clips, right?
Like found audio,
Found
right?
audio,
Okay.
yeah.
Essentially.
So yeah, and the whole podcast, it is pretty much is a found kind of
Right.
footage type of movie,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
like Blair Witch, Lake Mungo type stuff.
Got it.
But they listen to all the clips, and at one point, I think they get warned that they shouldn't, but it's too late.
Well,
'cause-
and the other part,
Yeah, go ahead.
please, is she is the skeptic. He
She-
is
yeah.
her partner is the believer.
Okay.
Yes.
You never
Yeah.
meet him. You don't see him visually.
You don't
Uh-huh.
see them at all.
But they're
Yeah.
always talking over their podcast, which, by the way, she seems to want to do the scariest podcast in the goddamn world at midnight every night.
midnight,
You know, which is
yeah.
crazy. Like, no, we're doing this during the fucking day. It's saying I'm the skeptic too, but I need to see fucking daylight. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that plays into it a lot. She
Yeah.
is the skeptic. She thinks it's all bullshit. This guy believes these things are absolutely true.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And she has obviously some emotional baggage
Yes.
because of what she's been through,
Yes.
what her mom is, because her mom is pretty much invalid,
Yes.
you know, and she's
Mhm.
taking care of her mom,
Yes.
right? So the mom's upstairs, near death, pretty much, and she even admits to her partner, she's like, "I wish it would just be over because it'd be a lot easier, you know,
Mhm.
that way she can move out and kind of make her own life." And get rid of everything that's tying her to that house,
Yes.
which is all this guilt,
Yeah.
all this, again, baggage, not just her own, but her mom's.
There's
right?
some religious aspect to it.
A lot
also.
of religious aspect, yeah. A lot of kind of like Catholic Christian overtones,
Okay.
you know.
a lot of
but see-
Catholic guilt.
Yes, but see, that's exactly the word, religious overtone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the undertone
Right.
is, how do you escape from this? And that's what the
'Cause-
horror kind of is
And to also bolster more Nick's point, this all takes place in her home.
in her home.
She never
Yeah,
leaves.
that's-
never
okay.
leaves.
So
Yeah.
it's either she's upstairs with her mother or she's downstairs with the headphones on while they're doing the podcast, which is another thing. I'm not
Another
sitting in
thing.
a dark fucking house
Right,
with
yeah.
headphones on. That's not happening. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think what I dug about it too, I'm glad you brought this up because I totally forgot about this. You're right. I think what I dug about it too was it's horror in my favorite way, creepy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. There's no blood or guts or all that kind of craziness or anything like that. This is not Evil Dead. Nothing against Evil Dead. Those
Right.
are masterpieces. It's just to say there are just these scenes where you're like, technically nothing's happening
Yeah.
and everything's fucking happening.
But
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of it had to do with the sound design in this movie.
100%.
Dude,
yes.
there are parts where there are sounds in the back playing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to give this away.
Please, no,
Yeah.
no.
So she's boiling water at one point,
Mhm.
and you hear the kind of clock on the wall
Yeah.
in her recording studio,
Mm-hmm.
and she's getting ready to sign on to the podcast. So she makes the call, and then she puts the headphones on, and everything else gets muffled out because of the headphones.
They're like noise canceling.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
noise canceling.
Yeah.
When I realized that, I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, I got to pay attention because there are squeaks and squawks
Yeah.
and just
Uh-huh.
little things happening in the background that if you're not open to that, you're just like, all right, whatever. This is
Got it.
Well, even visually, and unfortunately
No,
for
yeah.
you, but even visually, there's stuff going on behind her where she doesn't see it because she's staring at the computer with her sound canceling
Cool,
headphones,
yeah.
and you're like, I was going to ask you something about it because I was wondering how it interpreted when you're getting the stuff read to you. But I can't remember now. Shit, never mind. So I was wondering how it described it because I thought it was an interesting thing that happens in it.
it doesn't give away right away.
Okay,
like
good.
it just says like like a ambiguous kind of figure.
Okay,
or
okay. That's
shadows. A lot of shadow play gets described.
and it's there, and it, like I said, it's a very creepy movie, and
Cool.
and you're in and out, right? It's like it's
Yeah.
only like an hour 30.
Hour
And
30,
it
so
really
it's bad,
goes,
yeah.
and it just goes. And I remember that's another one where I saw the preview, and I went, even for my wimpy ass when it comes to these kind of movies, I saw that preview. I said, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check
what's
that one
what's
out.
that on?
HBO right
HBO.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
Undertone is amazing. For me, it reminded me of old horror movies that deal with haunting.
now. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people say like the House on Haunted Hill, the original one, was
Mhm.
like creepy, which I agree it was. This one is reminiscent of that. It's
Very cool.
And a very less is more. There's,
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
not
love. I love that.
there's
I-
not a lot going on,
yeah.
but it's all you
Just
need.
setting moods. And,
Yeah.
Very mood.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I will say the acting
Yeah.
seems a little fake, but when you realize that they're actually putting on personas for the podcast,
Right.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, Amy told me, she's like, they're kind of overdoing it with some of these deliveries, right? I'm like, yeah, like I don't know what the fucking deal is. but then they tell each other, okay, let's get back in character.
Yeah.
And then they do the like, the very over kind of over animated talking to one another. But yeah, it's such a good movie. I love it. It's all mood and no poop, So
Yes. Cool.
it was
Very
good,
cool.
really good. Yeah.
I'm interested in that for sure.
The next thing that we picked up was Widow's Bay.
I'm hearing good things about this.
I'm a little divided.
Okay. This is Apple?
Apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Apple, it's a
I will never
series.
see it. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Oh, God. Widow's Bay is supposed to be kind of like a nod towards like Stephen King horror.
Right. Right.
Almost Lovecraftian.
Right.
Mainly because of the region. I will agree and also disagree.
Okay.
It is kind of creepy in some parts.
Mhm.
Some of the spooky aspects and the lore that they play on.
Mm-hmm.
It's familiar territory.
Okay.
If you've seen a Stephen King based movie, especially if it takes place
I'm
anywhere.
not familiar with him. No, go ahead.
You might want to check him out.
And,
actually.
yeah, new guy.
He's one of Danny's relatives.
Uncle Steve.
So but there are parts that are funny.
Okay.
And when the funny hits,
Mhm.
it hits.
Okay.
It's really good.
Who's in this? Do you know? It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. I just.
I don't recognize anybody,
Okay.
but I know that the main character, the guy,
Mhm.
is. This is not gonna help you at all. He's in another series with Claire Danes.
Oh, I do know who that guy is.
Okay.
He's English. He's the one. Yes, she's the next door neighbor, and he writes a book. And
Yes, that's the one,
Yes,
yeah.
and you
That
hated
guy-
it, which I haven't seen yet, but I liked him. He did an HBO series, The Detective. But either way, I know exactly his big show was Americans. The Americans.
Okay, I never saw that.
I
so.
didn't either.
She
Everybody
was on
loved
that
it.
too, Claire Danes, right?
No,
No?
Felicity was. I mean,
Oh.
what do I know? I didn't watch that fucking show. I have no idea.
Never watched.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway.
Yeah, but
Project
that guy,
America.
for some reason, I just don't like how he delivers lines.
Understandable. No, no.
I always imagine him making a fucking I just smelled a bunch of shit face like Tucker Carlson. So that's all I imagine when he's talking,
no
and
problem.
it kills it for me because
Okay.
he's trying to be serious, and I'm like, what
Well,
is
and this
going
would be
on?
two things you've seen him in that you do not like.
That
so
I do
it's
not
very
like.
interesting.
Yeah, so
very
I-
interesting.
You can rest assured that I don't like this guy. However, when it gets good, it's pretty cool. Some parts do get a little goofy, but I have to be patient because it is a series, and a lot of people that I trust with their recommendations
Mhm.
have said dude, stick it out. It's gonna get good, and so we're kind of halfway in the first season right now.
Okay.
But that's Widow's Bay.
Matthew Rice is his name.
That's the guy. Yeah, Matthew Rice. Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully you don't see that same face that I just described.
I
Yeah.
don't. Again, I the one that he was in what I believed was a very underrated show on HBO, Perry Mason.
That
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good.
I love
It was
that
one
show.
season only,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
technically, I think one maybe and a half. And
Okay.
Is that
yeah.
the one with Misery?
I mean, I wasn't miserable when I watched
What
it.
what a drop
With
in
Kathy-
volume.
Kathy
Kathy
Bates?
Bates.
No, she's not in. No.
No?
No.
Which is, oh, she's in Murder, She Wrote.
Okay.
Okay.
No, she's in the new. Jesus, here we go. 50 rounds of I think she's in.
Right.
No, she's in the new Matlock.
Matlock.
I think
Okay.
we-
This is
There's a
another
new
one.
Matlock.
This is another TV detective / lawyer,
Another
Perry
one
Mason.
of those crime-solving
Right.
people
Right.
with
This
too much
Perry
time
Mason-
on their hands.
Right.
So you did see that Perry Mason?
Yes,
I loved
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
I
thought
did
it was
too.
great. I thought I was. I really old LA, back in the time. Essentially, it felt like Perry Mason taking place during Chinatown.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get that kind of early
Uh-huh.
LA before it becomes. It's still very corrupt. The police are very corrupt. I mean, not that they. Yeah.
Not that they
as-
ever dropped that.
Yeah, right. you know the old days. Anyway.
Yeah, and
but-
it had the actress from Orphan Black.
Yes, it did. She
yeah.
played the preacher
Right,
woman.
right,
That,
yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
it was
okay.
2 seasons of that one. But yes, great actor. I've seen him in a few things. By the way, British, because they're taking all of our jobs.
They're taking all
Um,
our jobs. They're not sending their best.
Right, yeah.
Well, again, I think he was fantastic in that. I'm looking at some of the other stuff he was in. Apparently, he was in The Watchmen. I don't remember him being in that, but okay.
The series or the movie?
The movie.
Series.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
wait, the movie?
Oh no, he did the cartoon. He did one of the
Oh.
voices in the cartoon.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, but I heard good things about because I know it's got some Emmy nominations or whatever.
19.
And I heard people
19.
saying good things about
wow.
it. But
Yeah,
Okay.
it
he
is.
is clearly a guy. It's funny. I say this only because as a non-visual person that you are, it is interesting that there's 2 projects that this man has been in, and you did not like either one of them. And he's usually the reason why. And yet you've not seen him at all. It's just something.
Yeah, he just sounds too smarmy, and like he's like clearly they write him so that he's like the smartest guy in the room.
I think he has that presence. Again, I know Americans got a lot of. It was one of FX big shows.
Yeah, I remember that,
and it was one of the. He got a lot out of that, and I think that's where he's kind of writing as he does these other things.
Gotcha.
So
okay, makes sense. But yeah, lastly, we started another series called Them.
This is on Amazon, right?
Amazon on Prime.
Black family moves in. Yes.
Moves to
Okay.
Compton in the 50s.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Wow. We're only 1 episode in.
Okay.
Let me tell you, my friend. Wow.
Okay. Damn it. It's on my queue. But
It is
okay.
fucking heavy.
That's what I'm hearing.
And it's weird. Like,
It is somewhat in the world of Jordan Peele. Am I wrong?
kind of. I
Okay.
want to say, yeah, I
Like
think
it
you're
maybe
right.
produced it or something?
I think you're right. I think he might have produced it.
I'm gonna look it up while you're
I wouldn't doubt
talking.
it if he did, because now that you say that, like I can picture his fingerprints all over this. Black family moves out west from North Carolina, or one of the Carolinas.
Okay.
And
Wait, there's 2 of them? No.
Yeah, for some reason, just talk to the Dakotas.
Wait, there's 2 of them? Wait.
And Virginians.
Quickly, somebody give me a map.
Hey, we used to have 2 Californians.
Right.
See?
That's the word it starts with, yeah. But yeah, they come out, and the wife, I don't know if this is like her type of character, but she has kind of a dream on their way to LA. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what it is, LA in the 50s,
Okay.
right? Where, she's being kind of harassed and attacked by racists. Let's be honest. It's racist,
Wait. Is this some alternative universe?
This is the multiverse.
Not in America.
Compton in the 50s?
Dude, and
What?
then they get to Compton, and I think might have been a surprise for Amy to hear that Compton was an all-white area at one point, right?
Yeah.
And even in the show, they're like, "Oh, you moved to East Compton, man. White folks are crazy out there." Which, let me tell you, they are, because what they do to try to maybe just harass the family out the neighborhood, because
Sure.
they are the first black family on the block.
Right.
They bring out their fucking radios into the street and just sit in the middle of the street staring at the house at all times of the day,
Jesus.
So, and now imagine you have 2 younger daughters who are going to school.
Oh,
The youngest one is like, "Mommy, are they here to serenade us?"
I can. Oh, good God.
Yeah. So it's fucking tragic, some of the shit that goes on already. It's just in this one episode.
Sure.
But it's good. It's fucking well written. The characters are very likable. But again, I don't know them, so I'm saying that at my first glance, as it were. But yeah, Them seems like it's gonna be a good one. It got us hooked. The only reason we didn't keep watching it was because it was too late.
Okay.
And I am old and I need to go to bed. I haven't got time.
And I'm wrong. Apparently, I'm a racist. Not every black show is done by Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele?
No,
Oh,
he's
okay.
not. He's not associated with it.
I will.
I think there might have been some producers that had touched something else that I had seen. 'Cause I remember when Amazon was advertising it, and I do remember seeing it going, that does look very interesting.
Okay, yeah. No,
It
is.
reminded me a touch. Obviously, the themes are some are the same but different. That Lovecraft Country.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
A little bit of that kind
Yeah.
of. We're gonna mix horror with actual shit that's happened in America to
Yeah.
African Americans.
Yeah.
So that's where I would. But again, it went on my queue, and then that thing. Jesus Christ! It's
Yeah,
There's-
we kind of just found it out of kind of necessity because we finished Hacks,
right on.
which Hacks landed.
I remember you guys.
know?
Yeah, you guys love that one.
Yeah, Hacks was great. All
Awesome.
seasons of it was funny, and it got the landing correctly. So I was really thankful for that.
Awesome. Good to hear when a good show ends good.
Yeah. But Them was the last thing that we kind of
Okay.
caught. Yeah. So now on to the other part of the show. Danny, what have you been listening to?
Oh, well, I mean, this year so far has been awesome for old bands putting out new
No shit.
Agreed.
I mean, obviously Neurosis.
Neurosis, yeah.
Quicksand's coming out with another one.
Hell yeah.
And I think they put out 4 songs already, which I think is too many for a new album. But, I mean, at some point, put your album out.
It is weird how this goes now,
It's
right?
four songs.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you guys know the French band Slift.
No.
No.
Oh, so I think I forgot what year it was, but it was a couple albums ago. They had come out with this amazing. Was it KEXP? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or am I
Oh,
switching the
okay.
letters?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did this amazing live show that was so good, and I think that's when most people heard of them, at least out here. And then since then they've come out with an album after that, which was amazing, and this new one called Fantasia, and they're it's I don't want to call it prog. They're definitely like psychedelic, but I hold back calling them metal.
Okay.
But they do have distortion and these long ass songs. 3 guys, two guys in the front are brothers.
Okay.
But that one is the one I listen to the most right now. As much as I love the new Neurosis and then the 2 Converge that came out.
Those 2 Converges.
Oh,
great.
so fucking great.
Right on. French
but
band too. I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I really like them, and I'm gonna say some bands are better live. Like you almost have to see them live to appreciate what they record.
Okay.
And this is
Yeah.
definitely that band.
Slift.
Even the last album, which I loved, the one I listened to the most is their live recordings that they made.
Interesting.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw them play last year, and it was amazing. And so that's a big one for me.
Okay. Well, just so you know, on their Bandcamp, they have themselves. You can tag yourself. Alternative, metal, rock, doom, krautrock, psych punk, psychedelic, space rock, sub pop, and the city they're from,
And blues.
which I can't remember. Yeah. Everything under the sun.
Yeah. That's usually the worst. It's like we play a little bit of everything. That means you're probably the worst band ever. No,
and none of it good.
right. Yeah, they definitely throw some doom in there.
Cool.
Interesting. Okay, I will.
And then,
Added.
are you guys fans of Big Brave at all?
Yes.
I fell out of them. I have their first 4 and love them, and then I just felt, quite frankly, I think they've got 4 more albums since then. Right?
Yeah.
And I just felt like, are we Boris too here? Where it's like I can't keep up.
I
man.
could.
But I do dig them. We got to see them. Have you seen them live?
No.
Nick and I got to see them live when they opened for Sun.
Sun.
Oh, they were fantastic.
Okay.
They're
But
great.
we also saw him live. I think you were with me at the Lexington
You're right. Okay.
before they opened for Sun.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new album out.
Okay.
Came out like the same time as Lift and everything, and I think it's great. I
Yeah.
love it. And
I love those albums that I actually, not to say, I'm gonna have to go back and give those all a listen.
yeah,
again. I love the tones and the sounds they do.
The tones. It's heavy music
Yes.
just because
Yeah.
of the distortion on
Yes.
the guitar,
Yeah.
and her chanting vocals.
Yes.
But I program all day at work. That's what I do,
Mhm.
and so I just that's just perfect. It's perfect
Right
for me.
on.
I get lost in it and almost to the point where I don't even notice I'm listening to it, but I'm taking it all in.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I think Slift and that Big Brave right now are my
How do you spell
favorite.
Slift?
SLIFT.
Yeah.
F-
Even I spelled it right.
SL.
It's literally as it sounds.
Like lift with an
With
S?
an S in front of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey.
It's like if you were suffering fuckatash and you lift something up. Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, the 2 Converge. I think
As a
those are so good.
non-Converge guy, and I know you two very much love them.
Yes.
What is it about these 2 records? Because I know it's not like any Converge record comes out that people go, Converge fans love Converge. But 2 albums and they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I heard
Wow.
that, and they sound different. They
Yeah.
sound different, but it's the same recording session.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I
Interesting.
heard is that they had songs that they didn't think were going to be done, but by the time they were doing the others, they
Mhm.
had completed these songs.
Okay.
And both I mean, if you're a fan of Converge, it sounds like Converge, but I think the second one is my favorite now, which is weird that they recorded it on
At the same time.
same time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the
just such a
first-
bold move to put out 2 records in the same year from
Big
a
time.
band like them.
Yeah.
And yet I have not seen anyone, and again, I know much like Neurosis fans, we
Uh-huh.
love them. So we're
Yeah.
not, not going to be too critical. But I've just seen people just go gaga for both of them. And I thought, wow,
Yeah.
that's,
No.
that's an achievement unto itself.
I think the first one that they put out maybe shows off a little bit more of their metal chops.
Okay. Okay.
You know, where there's parts that sound very Slayerish on there.
Mhm.
You know, and this is Converge as a mature band being completely comfortable with one another,
Okay.
Mhm.
kind of writing songs where they're like, we just want to have fun now. You know,
Okay,
we're not trying to
alright.
impress anybody. We're not, we're pretty set in our ways, but we can still kind of push the envelope, as it were, in that like no one else is doing it the way Converge does it.
Okay.
Right.
Shit.
You know? And the way, to do it with 2 albums,
Yeah.
and both of them are fucking bangers, like that's cool.
That's what blew me away more than anything else. Was just, by the way, not only are they bangers, but they're getting as much, if not maybe sometimes more, than Neurosis,
Yeah.
who should have wiped everybody off the map.
I mean,
to be able to kind of this giant Neurosis wave is coming,
Right.
and they're actually surfing it. Like, we're kind of with you. Like, wow, dude,
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah, that
guys.
new Neurosis is part of all that too. Like that coming out at the same time, it was almost too much.
I got
Too
Yes,
much good
I
shit
agree.
at once.
Yeah,
See, it
I
pays
agree.
not to be a fan of corrosion.
Right, yeah, you didn't have to deal with
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's-
again, Neurosis, I'm sure you guys already talked about it.
Oh, hey,
I
please,
mean,
no.
hey.
It is.
You think we'd be mad to talk about it again?
It is like another chapter,
Yeah.
and it's definitely Neurosis. I have a friend that he hates fucking everything. He loves Neurosis, and that day he came back to me and said it's not a Neurosis album, and it pissed me off so bad. So that's why I'm glad I have you guys as friends. 'Cause I think I text Dick that day. I'm like, did I just wake up to a fucking new Neurosis
Yeah,
album?
right.
Yeah,
No.
and it's I talk about Slift and everything a lot more because that's what I listen to
Sure,
a lot
sure,
now.
sure,
but,
yeah.
but I don't want to take away from that Neurosis.
No,
It's
Neurosis
just as fucking important.
For me, that's the album of the. I don't normally do like album lists or anything, but if I had to, gun to my head, it's Neurosis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
For 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I feel like everybody's competing for second place.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
I
for sure.
agree.
It's just
I agree.
every time I listen to it, I'm still like it almost feels like technically they weren't gone that long, and yet it does feel like
Well, we thought it was over. That's
there
what
is
it
that too.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, but
Yeah.
it's like this fucking like star landed on the ground, and you get
Yes.
to hold it and go, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude!"
Right.
Yeah. Every time I listen to it, I'm just blown away by it more and more and more.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad. I'm not surprising from you, your friend. I don't know what to say.
right.
You know,
he's wrong.
Yeah, I think
He's
you
dumb.
Need
He's
to,
wrong.
You need to pick better friends.
Travis
Yeah.
McAfee, talking to you, buddy.
I don't want you hanging out with him anymore,
Right.
Danny.
Danny, you're not allowed
Okay.
to hang out with bad people. Okay.
These are bad influences,
Right.
Danny.
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Anything else that you've been
Anything else?
listening to?
That's pretty much as far as new. That's pretty much.
Well, you mentioned
Anything at all that you're listening
you mentioned
to,
the East LA band.
Oh, Hyper Minds.
please. Okay.
Hyper Minds.
Yeah, I really.
Say again. What was it? I'm sorry.
Hyper Minds.
Minds, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they're
okay,
from
Hyper Minds.
East LA. I kept calling them kids, but these fuckers are probably like in their late 20s or something.
Well,
Everybody's a
to
kid.
us,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they're just this. I want to say this garage psychedelic. It's like a garage punk type of thing.
Yeah.
And they.
Any band that you would somewhat compare them to?
I hate to do that.
Oh, I
But,
just to give kind of frame of reference, you know.
Maybe riff wise, sometimes they do a little OCs thing, but they're
Okay.
not like the OCs at all.
I gotcha.
And yeah, they even I think the guy from Portlandia,
Okay, Fred Armisen.
Fred Armisen, I guess he saw their show and even took a picture with their record. And I'm telling you, I would love to put out their record, but
Right on.
I don't know where it fits. And I know I can do whatever I want. It's my label.
It's your label.
Hey.
But there's just something about. There's something that I told myself a while ago that I have to keep it.
All right.
So.
You know, you can go back and tell that person go fuck themselves because it's
Alright,
you.
yeah, it's me.
It's
There's
you.
always
are the
room
boss.
for that person to grow.
Right. I
So-
told them to keep bugging me. I go, just keep bugging me,
All right.
and I'll eventually put out your record.
Or if you are listening, Hyperminds,
Hyperminds,
keep
yes.
bugging
Keep
Danny.
bugging Danny.
Great band.
BlackVoodooRecords.com.
I'm not into. I hate saying this because I do like a lot of punk, but I think what people think of punk, I
Gotcha.
don't like it.
Okay.
I really don't like it.
You more of a hardcore punk?
Hardcore punk,
Okay.
yes. And these guys are not hardcore punk.
Okay.
But if you just want to see a great show, check them out. They
Right
play
on.
all the time.
Okay.
Nice.
I've never
And I have nothing to do with them. I don't. other than
No, you're a fan.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
someday
That's cool.
you may be releasing their record.
yeah.
If you could talk to Danny and tell him to let Danny
Right.
release the record.
Yeah.
Whatever
also-
Fight Club thing you got
Right.
going on in your head there, you know.
Destroy Judas will fit though.
Yeah. Hey.
Once again,
That's another
Dan,
one.
if you're listening,
Hyperminds versus Destroy Judas.
Right.
maybe a
Ooh.
split.
Oh shit!
Oh, that'd be cool.
With
Yeah.
Destroy Judas, it'd have to be like a 6-album split.
Well, Destroy would get one side of the album with one song, and then Hyperminds would get 8 songs on the other side. of it.
right.
All the other bands.
Right.
on the other side.
It's like a compilation, only there's
Only
one
one-
band on
yeah.
one side and 18 bands
The
on
first
the other.
record's gonna be a double album. First record, Destroy Judas. The other record has 12 12 bands on it.
Awesome, man. Are there any older ones that you've also been visiting with? Please, anything you're listening to.
Shit. I mean, I just recently started listening to that first Youth of Today album again.
Okay, right
Just
on.
because the way he sang on it, it's so much different than when he matured. You know,
Okay.
He just does a lot of. It's funny, the stuff he does.
Okay.
But it's so good. It just adds such a big touch. So that I have been listening to a lot of that first album
That's
again,
funny.
which I've heard forever.
That band has been coming up a lot in the other practices that I've been having with my other band. They just drop Youth of Today references all the time, and I'm like, I got to go back and listen to this first album.
Oh yes,
It's been a minute.
It's so good. I mean, and the age they were teenagers.
Teenagers, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the other one I'm listening to.
Right
a lot
on.
then.
I know the name. I won't pretend to.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard him.
Did you like Shelter at all?
Oh fuck yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
All right.
love Shelter.
Hell
Love
yeah,
them.
dude.
Yeah,
Me
What-
too. I like a roof over my head. Anything. Wait, what?
like Krishna and a roof
Krishna,
over
yeah.
my head. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Right
One
on.
of these days, I'm gonna sit you down and just be like, let's just talk punk.
Well, yeah, I
fuck
think
yeah,
that
dude,
would be
yeah.
a fun one. You guys could just sit and do punk all day. I could sit over here and just jerk off and not have to listen to it. No.
I could hear that.
I just
so.
what about Black Flag?
Right.
Bad Religion?
Right.
Offspring? The Kings of Green Day? Awesome, man. Thank you.
Right
Because
on, yeah.
like I said, old, new, it doesn't really
Old,
matter.
new, it
It's just-
doesn't matter.
We're
yeah.
always interested in what people are listening to because I think, who knows who's listening? Maybe they've never heard Youth of the Day. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we always love to hear that. And it always inspires one way or the other. There's lots of times where Nick will be like, oh, I'm listening to this. Like, fuck, I haven't listened to that in forever.
Yeah.
Let me throw that on. So it's just, no, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
And I wrote it down. Slift and Hyperminds. I definitely want to check them out. Thank you very much.
Sure.
man.
All right, Aaron, how about yourself?
Nothing too great or new. Went back. I did kind of just go back. Biggest ones, Tom Waits. I was watching a thing about him and the stuff that he is written for other people, so
Yeah.
it made me go back and listen to him. Small Change and Bone Machine.
Bone Machine, great album.
I love
Yeah.
that one. But I do dig his early stuff. I know it's the swordfish trombone before the kind of BCAD thing. You know what I mean? But I do like that. Small Change is fantastic. I do like that kind of more street poet thing sometimes with him before he became the king of the junkyard kind of guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Small Change was great, and Bone Machine is one of those ones where it's like that's another one where it's like, wow, there are no wasted songs on this
Just
one.
I don't want
Please,
to
no,
cut you
no,
off again.
no.
I think I told you this once at my house that I think it's 2 or 3 years ago. It wasn't that long ago that I got into Tom Waits.
Oh, right, okay.
I did love. There's one album that's most.
Rain Dogs.
Yeah, Rain Dogs. I had
Fantastic.
that forever,
Yeah.
but I never checked it out, and then I started with the first.
Oh,
I go,
okay.
I'm going to start with the first.
Yeah.
And so I see what you're saying, but I did enjoy it.
Oh, they're. I think if you can do Rain Dogs and Swordfish Trombone, like honestly, going back to the original is either going to be a giant letdown or you're going to be like, okay, cool, I'm good with this.
Yeah, it wasn't a
'Cause
letdown, but I definitely like it.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I
but-
100% hear you.
But
yeah.
when I told you that, I remember I found out what a big fan you were.
Yeah, again, thanks to my Lord and Savior Johnny Cash, because I certainly didn't know where to start with a Tom Waits, and I didn't realize 3 or 4 songs that Johnny Cash had redone that were his songs, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I can start
Yeah.
there, and it's just like he, talk about, and another one that he introduced me to that I feel are like 2 sides of the same coin sometimes is Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds,
Okay.
and I always feel like they're kind of riding that same wave in different ways, but always feels a connection for me with them. But yeah, I was listening to some Tom Waits and just like, man, just what an amazing artist, a singular in so many ways, and yet you can hear those influences, and they fucking comes from Pomona. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just crazy, It's like, no, you should come from a planet,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, how is it possible this was bred in Pomona? Another one I reconnected with. I love the band Homefront. That first album, especially, Games of Power. Ad nauseum, I listened to that one. So when the second one, Watch It Die, came out, it didn't hit me as hard, but I think I'm gonna have one of those moments where sometimes the album that doesn't hit me as hard is actually the one I'm gonna love even more because I listen to it more and I find the little depths and oh God, it's so good, man. And just I think that band. they're one of those bands too that I guess they do a thing that other bands do, but everything that's recommended to me that goes, well, if you like Homefront, you're gonna like. No, I don't. They sound nothing like Homefront. They do not combine any of the elements that Homefront does, But I really, really like them. Another one, I imagine people are tired of hearing it, but tough fucking shit. I fell down it again. Another Great Falls Spiral. I just cannot get enough of that
Great
band.
Falls is great.
They're so fucking great, man. I'm can't wait for that compilation to finally arrive. But I fucking love them, and they continue to be a band where I'm looking at my 800 CDs going, I got nothing to listen to, like a fucking asshole, and then just going Great Falls.
Right.
I can't go wrong. It'll be in the car, and I love it. I did find one new one in the meantime since our last episode, Cathodic Deity. I don't know if you guys have heard this.
Nope.
CTHONIC.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Sure. We'll go with that.
Chthonic.
I even wrote it down. I still can't spell it. Resemble to Pain +2. It's the Blood Incantation guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead guy. One of the guitar players plays live, but the other two people in the band are not in Blood Incantation. I mean, the guy's got like 5 side projects.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is one of them. There are hints of Blood Incantation, stripped down Blood Incantation.
Mhm.
This is just pure death metal. And it's fucking great. I really, really enjoy it.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. So it says they did a demo, then they did the album, the EP Resemble to Pain, and then they did essentially a compilation Resemble to Pain +2. So you get all of it on there. But really good. Bandcamp, Spotify, it's all up on there. My kind of death metal. I was listening to that one quite a bit.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was the newest one I found. Other than that, like I said, a lot of the oldies, and obviously Danzig II. I was listening to that quite a bit, and doing some old stuff. I did go back and listen to some mainstays like Helmets. I actually did go back and listen to Smash from Offspring because I do like that record. I know it's not punk. I'm not going to argue punk. I just like the record. But other than that, that's about you. How about you, Nick?
Well, this was going to be a little bit more of a kind of tribute, if you don't mind.
No, please. I was hoping you would.
Recently, I got news that an old friend of mine had passed away, and he was a very musical person. So my musical tastes for this past week were kind of, I'm not going to say tainted, but they were certainly flavored by all his past projects.
Understandable.
So the person I'm speaking about, his name was in his band B-War, real name Roger Svensson. We called him Boge because he couldn't say Roger as a baby. He chose the name B-War, which actually stands for Bestial War. He used to be in Marduk. So he was maybe not so much the original bassist, but certainly one of their mainstays in the beginning from like 91 to like 2004. So he was on albums like Those of the Unlight, Heaven Shall Burn, When We Are Gathered, Opus Nocturne, World Funeral, Panzer Division Marduk, some of the bigger kind of albums they had. Excuse me. But yeah, he, great bassist. First of all, to stand out as a bassist in black metal, you gotta be doing something
for sure,
right? So, yeah, he was in on those albums. So I kind of went back and listened to those, even though I fell out of touch with Marduk as a band, for kind of obvious reasons, But he did play bass on an album that I had just picked up a week before he passed. He played in a crust punk band, crust metal band out in Sweden called Moment Maniacs, which, if you're familiar with crust or DB, it's the singer, one of the guitarists from Wolfpack, the singer of Anti-Cymex, and 2 people from Marduk. And it's vicious sounding. It is an angry sounding album. They only made one album. The album is called Two Fucking Pieces. It's fucking great. So, and I just found it on vinyl, which the fucking timing again.
Yeah.
He also had a horror punk band in Sweden called Devil's Whorehouse with Morgan, the guitarist for Marduk, which they are or were huge Danzig fans. So when you listen to any of the older Devil's Whorehouse music, it's you'd call it a Misfits ripoff, but again, it's being filtered through Sweden and all the horror stuff that they were exposed to out there, right? So listen to Devil's Whorehouse, and then finally I listened to his probably purest black metal band, which was called Allegiance, which I guess people now call Norse core for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. They put out 3 albums. I'm not even gonna attempt the names because they're in Swedish.
By the way, I think Norse Core is playing England today, aren't they? In the World Cup?
Right.
And I hope they win.
Go Sven!
Yeah, so Allegiance was kind of the last one that I entertained myself with. It's pretty decent recordings, and on these he's playing guitar and guitar and vocals.
Oh, right on.
Oh, okay.
So this was like the last project he was a part of as far as getting the music out there, but it was also one of his first bands.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like way or like 89, 90,
So
91.
would it have been before Marduk?
Before Marduk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did get to eventually see the light of day.
It did get, yeah, he put it out. I guess the way it worked, the way I understood it, they made CDs because it was the cheapest and quickest.
Sure.
Right? And then the vinyl stuff, especially for Allegiance, never happened.
Okay.
But then he worked on a 3-album vinyl thing put out. I forget what label it was, but a while back they put out an Emperor box set with like 50 vinyl records and cassettes.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if you saw that.
No.
It's they do one-off releases where it's just like, God damn, this is the best thing ever.
Right.
But it's priced like $800, so I'll never get it, you know?
You mean like the Neurosis box set that you and I
Well,
played? Yeah, we'll never get it.
I'll never get it
I
because it's in Europe.
Yes. No, brother, believe me. Believe me, I
You know?
understand. No.
Yeah, but Allegiance was fucking badass.
Right
you know,
on.
his time in Marduk was badass. Moment Maniacs was amazing, and Devil's Whorehouse was great. And yeah, so that was my tribute to listening to B War's music. You know,
Right on.
so
Cool.
yeah. So
Rest in
thank you,
peace, man.
Boge. Rest in peace, my friend. Yeah. So thank you guys. I know, bummer.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, look, and
Any more sad stories?
No. I mean,
No,
look,
just-
and in the effort of full disclosure, like, unfortunately, you found this out at the end of our last episode. when
Yeah.
we were
Oh,
trying to clean it
wow.
up, so it's this is rough. I mean, you told me some amazing stories. You don't have to tell them now, but of your friendship with him and
Yeah.
like. What an influence! What a great friend, and just what so much that you guys had in common.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
beautiful,
How-
man.
how
and
did you
it's-
meet
it's
him?
a shame.
So I used to be in a band out here called Diablos,
Mhm.
who I think are still kicking. We were like a horror themed black metal band,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very much into horror. I remember my guitarist at the time, his name is Andrew. He would kind of hint like, "Oh, dude, the guy from the bassist of Marduk is living out here now. He's gonna quit the band. He's gonna quit Marduk and live out here with his wife." So I was like, "That's cool." Like, I've always loved Marduk. The bass sounds he gets on especially on songs like Sulfur Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you listen to that and it's just like, God damn this. And he doesn't use a pick. He's a finger player.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And he's fast as hell, right? So we played a show at the Holy Gully in Downey, and he showed up with his wife. And everyone's, of course, going around, you know, like, "Oh, man, that's B-War, blah, blah, blah. What's up, Roger?" You know, all the bigger band people that were around at that time, of course, crowded around him because he's an international guy, right?
Mhm.
And I think in the picture that I posted, I might have been wearing a Dawn of the Dead shirt.
I think so. Yeah, I'd have to go back.
And
look,
he
but
came
yeah.
up and he was like, "That's a cool shirt." And he's wearing Sam Hain,
Oh, cool.
the November Coming Fire
Mm.
one. And I was like, "Dude, that's a cool fucking shirt." He's like, "Oh, yeah, you like Danzig?" I'm like, "Dude, I love that."
Does the Pope wear a funny hat?
Yeah. Does the bear shit on the Pope in the
Right.
woods, you know? Like, so we kind of hit it off instantly. And from then on, we were just inseparable for a good maybe 5-6 years.
Wow.
Before he moved to Texas. Became like a bass teacher, and then I would just kind of be there while I would take my bass over to his house and he'd just mess around with it. And I was like, "Oh my God, like, I'm never going to do this, but I'm so glad I'm seeing you do this because this is what I hear on the albums. Like, this is the dude, this is the guy, you know?"
That's so cool.
I'll say one story.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
And then I'll say one last recommendation. 'cause
Okay.
this is, I'm sorry if I'm making
No,
this.
no.
It's a
Yeah.
great
So-
friend, and again, this cool stories that you had, and he deserves it.
He had quit playing live music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing a show somewhere out in West LA, but the guitarist and Andrew and I were thinking like, what if we ask Roger to play a song with us? And at first he was very hesitant. "Oh, no, I haven't done that for a couple of years. I'm rusty. I'm slow. My hands. And And I'm like, dude, it would be so fucking killer if you did. Just consider it, no pressure. And then he, one day when I was over at his house, we're watching the movie, and he's just like, hey, what song would you want me to do?
If I were to do this.
Yeah, and I was like, I know exactly the one, because there's a part that when I play it, I used to do something on the bass that I knew if he did it with his fingers was going to sound badass.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, what about this one? It was called Catch 'Em and Kill 'Em, which is what the, what's that fucking house up in New York? I'm drawing a blank, and that's where my wife was born.
Oh.
Amityville.
Oh.
The Amityville murders were based on a supposed real life case,
Mm-hmm.
and where the killer, his last name was Catchem. So our song was called Catch 'Em and Kill 'Em, right?
Oh, wow.
So he invites me over to his house, and he's like, bring your bass so I can learn the song. And again, I'm showing him B-War, who's played many a stage all over the world, how to play one of the songs that I co-wrote, right, for my band at the time.
That's fucking awesome.
And I'm just like, what world is this that this fucking dumb kid from Mexico is literally seeing one of his idols here playing his song, right?
Uh-huh.
So we get to the show. He's nervous as hell, sweaty as hell, wearing our band shirt. And he's like, all right. He's like, I think I'm ready. We're doing the whole set. The last song was going to be Catch 'Em and Kill 'Em. And I remember just handing him the bass. And I used to play a strap with all sorts of spikes on it, right? So it's all like Jerry Only the Misfits, And he took it, he hung it up on his chest so he could be comfortable, and he fucking blasted through the song.
Oh.
And I'm just like a little fucking kid on the side of the seat, like, man, this is it. This is not gonna get any better than this. Seeing one of your buds playing your song, and your bud being the person that it is.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking cool.
That's
That's
rad.
a
That's
fucking cool
awesome.
story.
And recently, the band Diablos posted the short clip of that night.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the best audio, but he is on stage with the band, and I'm fucking still to this day. I cannot believe that happened.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah. It's awesome you have those memories.
Yeah.
Nothing
I have
else.
a bunch. One of the last memories I'll share, and this
Please.
is actually the last recommendation. He used to love a Swedish artist named Thastrom.
Okay.
Thastrom for anybody, and it does have an umlaut somewhere on there, and a little circle over the A, I think.
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. That guy Thastrom was like I guess in punk bands in the 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Big time folk artist, multi-instrumentalist, and
Okay.
he has 1,001 records. And again, they're all in Swedish, so I'm not gonna attempt any of them.
No problem.
But when you listen to the music, there is a lot of emotion.
Right on.
A lot of emotion. When you read the lyrics, it's very anti the system, anti-oppression.
Okay.
You know,
Kind of bringing a punk aesthetic to his folk.
Yes, yeah, and it's again filtered through a Swedish sound.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's kind of wild that in the late 60s, 70s even, this type of sound existed. But it's what this dude who played in easily one of the classic black metal bands always went back to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy, he would not ever, he would tell me, I never go a day without listening to a Thastrom.
It's always cool to hear the influences of the people that you listen to and be so surprised that, like, wait, that influenced you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
Thastrom is the last band that I'll leave you guys with. But thank you, folks, for letting me kind of.
No,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah,
No,
that
that-
was cool.
I'm
That
glad
was
you
really
did.
cool.
I
Yeah.
meant to bring it up before we started because I wanted to let you know if you wanted to take time, please do, because I think it's
Thanks, man.
I think
Appreciate
it's awesome.
that. Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
dude. No, thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing
thank-
the
yeah.
stories.
But Danny, thank you for coming
Always,
down.
Danny.
Oh, thank you
Always.
for
You are
having me
always
again.
welcome. Friend of the show, Danny.
Unless we review Hail Mary, then you're
Oh,
not.
Yeah.
I
If it's
gotta
a-
be here for that.
If it's an Andy Weir written movie,
Yes.
Right.
maybe
you
that
can
one.
stay the fuck home.
No, but thanks, Danny.
Yes,
Again,
always, man.
please
Always.
visit blackvoodoorecords.com.
Fantastic music there.
Look for them on Bandcamp. Look for them on Instagram.
Look for them to put out some records.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
those bands are
hopefully
listening that he
soon.
loves.
Right.
Hyperminds,
Hyperminds,
Destroy Judas.
Destroy
Hopefully,
Judas.
come on, people, get in touch. He's right there.
I'm ready.
I mean, he's just got money just sitting there. you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
all kinds.
It's not like anything else is going on with him right now.
Daddy Warbucks over here. I mean, come on.
And of course, if you can, make sure you check out his cousin's work, Stephen King.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Steve. Actually.
Oh, Uncle Stephen. I'm sorry. Yeah. Distant relative. Yeah, but But thank you guys for checking it out, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Howdy, folks. Thank you so much for spending time with us here at the rehearsal room. If you've got any recommendations you'd like for us to check out, whether it's a band, a movie, or anything else you think we'd be interested in, you can write to us at therehearsalroompod@gmail.com, all one word. We're also over on Instagram or Facebook, or even YouTube. You can also find us on any of the popular platforms for podcasts. And if you happen to know anybody that would be interested in any of the subjects we're talking about, please make sure to refer this show over to them. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to us, and we'll catch you soon.